Something tells me that MJTV's not on yet, or
Why?
I don't know. Andrew just ran in like a maniac to touch some buttons, and Hold on. So what's the story?
The back door is jammed. Can't open the door.
So did MJTV start on time?
Yes.
A couple of seconds later than normal.
Oh, okay. So
You didn't miss anything.
what part of the show did you not get on MJTV?
The first couple of words you said.
Oh.
Nothing's happened.
No,
We just started.
I don't have it on during the music.
I was saying this is the NFL on the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah, I was kicking the back door like I was trying to break into somebody's house.
Well, hold on a sec. I was going to start the show with probably the most boring football game I've seen in my entire life. And then the last 45 seconds, Brady pulls it out of his butt. All right, so hold on. What the hell is wrong with the back door?
It's broken.
I don't know. I had to walk all the way around to the front.
Hold on. The back door is broken? What do you mean?
Yes.
Well, I don't use the back door. I've never used the back door. I don't know if I even know where the hell the back door is.
It's
Well,
in the
then
back.
you don't have to worry about it.
Well, thank you. So what's wrong with the back door?
You turn the handle, and it doesn't open.
It's like jammed or something.
like the lock is broken? Like there's a mechanical issue? There's like
Yes.
something busted inside the door mechanism?
Correct.
There's not usually a lock on that door. I don't understand how it's locked.
No,
Wait a
it's
minute.
not locked. If there's no locking mechanism, it's simply a regular door handle. You turn the knob, and
it's
it
not-
opens.
yeah.
So Roxanne can't get into the station?
She's going around.
Was she kicking it with her foot? It sounded like she was kicking it.
Well, she's
Kicking it
arriving.
wouldn't do her any good because it opens outward.
Well, she's arriving at the last minute these days anyway. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Is that somebody was in your parking space too? I think, right?
Yeah, who the hell's in my parking space? And listen,
boy.
I mean, my name's not on it, but everyone tends to park in the same spot every day.
I don't know where you park.
I want
I'm
that. I want
already
that
inside.
car. I want that car towed. All right. Anyway, hey folks, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. So no Roxanne yet because the back door was jammed.
Literally jammed. I worked on it for a good 10 minutes.
Come on,
I was trying everything.
come on. You're back there jimmying the door for 10 minutes.
I went back out. I clicked. I was like, maybe my card will work if I use because there's a sensor on another door. I'm like, maybe the sensor's locking this door somehow. Open that. Nope. Start kicking it like I'm a cop breaking into a crack house.
All right. So last week, I don't think we talked about it on the air, but last week, Roxanne, like half of last week, she was complaining off the air about no-see-ums.
Yeah.
Those little bugs. Now, I'm just curious, does she now move to the backdoor complaint? Is that is that the issue? All right, so I was going to start the show as I tried to play the This is the NFL on the MJ Morning Show. Yeah, I tried to start the show with that. And oh my God, I wanted to inject myself with propofol. It would have been more exciting. Knocking myself out watching that Bucs game yesterday. I mean, literally, I did change it to other things. I flipped it over to some wildlife show.
Oh, yeah?
I did laundry and watched my paint dry on my wall.
Oh my God!
It was bad in the middle.
The whole thing until the last minute.
Yeah.
The whole game sucked. It was just an awful, terrible, boring. When I changed the channel to like QVC or Home Shopping, that's when. Okay, I didn't switch there, but I mean, it was just awful. And then again, we saw, the Tom Brady that we kind of know, and that's the last minute of the game having a drive that scored a touchdown. And, of course, we ended up defeating the L.A. Rams 16-13 in the final, minute of the game.
I have a sports question.
Well, I'm not really a sports expert, but you goes right ahead.
Now, why doesn't Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, I always think this way because these football teams, they always, at the last minute, they start really playing. Why don't they act like the first minute of the game? Every minute of the game act like is the last minute. And let's play like that the entire game. Why don't they do that?
So pretend like you need to Hail Mary from the very beginning?
Yeah, it'd be like, all right, guys, let's get started. All right, let's act like it's the end of the game. We got to push.
That would make it more exciting.
Every game is boring.
I had a bunch of friends at the game yesterday, and they're texting me, and I've got an image. I asked if I could post it. They said no.
Were your friends?
I've got a selfie of a friend in the stands, and they faked sleeping. Like, with like mouth open, drooling. Took a selfie, sent that to me, and also they were chanting for Bruce
Yeah,
Arians during the game.
Were your friends doing that?
Hold on a minute.
Ooh,
hold,
really?
Hold on a minute.
Ouch.
Hang on. Let me read this text. Hang on a minute. Where is this? Here it is. All right. You're not going to believe this. The crowd is chanting for Bruce Arians.
They just wanted something to happen.
They want the old coach back. Is what they're.
Well, when's the last time they had an entertaining game, honestly? I don't watch a ton of them, but
Listen, this overall has been just a boring season.
You know what I took from it, though, at the end of the game? Did you see Tom Brady embrace, was it Todd Bowles on the sideline? I think it was. And he ran up to him and they hugged, and Tom looked like he had just been rescued from a shipwreck. Like, he was so happy. Do you think Tom's brain can even process, I'm so happy about winning a game that puts our team at 4-5 against a terrible Rams team? Like, he looked the happiest I've ever seen him.
Yeah, I saw Tom, I think, slip him the tongue, actually. Yeah, I think
that's grab his butt.
That's what I saw. Can you imagine, seriously now, the Bucs are 4-5.
Right.
And they're the top of the NFC South.
Remember when the NFC South was really good?
What? They can still go to the playoffs?
Yeah.
The Bucs are the top of the division.
They stink.
At 4-5, the Bucs are the top of the NFC South. I mean, how does that happen?
Do the other teams have legs?
You got the Falcons, you got the Saints, you got the Panthers, and then you got the Suckwads. Yes, Andrew.
I believe Seattle once went to the playoffs with a losing record.
Really?
So it can happen.
Oh, yeah.
But listen, is this going to be a Super Bowl team? Is Tom Brady going to win the Super Bowl in his last season in the NFL?
Didn't his receivers drop 7 passes yesterday?
I don't know how many. I didn't count, but they dropped a hell of a lot of balls.
I saw a receiver drop in the end zone that I would have screamed at my 8-year-old for dropping. It was right in his hand.
Guess what? In the middle of the thing, I was flipping channels. I finally, for a bit, put on an old Dragnet episode from 1968.
Ooh, now that's entertainment.
All right. Let's just get rolling here, folks. It is a busy Monday. I haven't heard from Fester. I don't know where the hell Fester is. Fester might have been kidnapped by the Mexican drug cartel, so we'll try to call Fester. This, I believe, is his last day in Mexico with the surprise trip that he really didn't tell us about until after he was gone. Oh, yeah, guys, I'm going to Mexico. If you don't know the deal, we'll try to get Fester on the phone. And I think he's a couple hours back. Is he, are they Central Time? Wherever the heck. All right, quick break. We're just getting rolling. It's a busy morning here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, do us a favor. Let everyone that you know that the MJ Morning Show is back. I mean, it's still amazing, the number of people that listen to us and love us, but still the people that I run into that didn't know we're back. Let everyone you know that the MJ Morning Show is back, 6 to 10 a.m. every morning on 104.7 Q105. Let's grab traffic. Here's Pat, and then we're back in just a couple minutes. MJ Morning Show.
They're pretty quiet, although we do see a little bit of westbound I-4 building.
MJ Morning Show, Q105, 720, I guess. Oh, they didn't change the time here. 620. What they didn't change? Oh, the time didn't change in here. Oh, what the heck?
Up there it's changed.
Oh, but it's not changed down here.
Oh,
All right.
no.
Make that 620. I said 7. Like, what the heck? What am I looking at here? What the heck's going on? All right, 620. So obviously, the clock's changed on Sunday morning at 2 a.m. I was actually awake, and I watched my digital clock on my cell phone go from 1:59 back to 1. Never went to 2. It went 1:59 and then whoop right back to 1 a.m. So we got that extra hour back.
Did that give you a thrill?
Yeah, what? Did you stay up for that reason?
No, we were up. We were just watching, we're watching Lillehammer.
Oh my God, that's old.
Yeah, Lillehammer is like the
Sills show.
Yeah, it's the Sills show. It's the first show really of that nature for Netflix. That was
not
like
that great.
That was, it's
You're not gonna like it.
It's I heard that season 3 kind of sucks, and then they canceled it.
I just went Sill when I'm watching it.
Yeah, so Lillehammer is a series on Netflix, and I believe it was their first like long form series where it had multiple seasons, because up until then Netflix was like pretty much just movies and stuff.
Yeah.
So Michelle,
enjoy that.
Well, Michelle saw that, hey, this Lillehammer is going to leave Netflix for good later this month, and she's like, yeah, we ought to watch it before it disappears.
It's Sopranos in the snow.
It is.
No, it's not.
Well, it's trying to be a mob. It's trying to be a mob thing, but it's Sil from Sopranos, who ran the Bada Bing. He was in the witness relocation program after he turned on some New York mobsters, and he picked his relocation place to be Lillehammer.
How about Lillehammer?
In Norway, because he saw it during the Winter Olympics. That's why.
He's so dumb. I can't wait to see what season you actually make it to before you bail.
Well, we're almost done with season 1.
That's about where I gave up.
You gave up there?
Yeah.
So I think we'll begin season 2. We'll see what the story is. All right, we got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about. All right, first of all, the whole Powerball deal. Again, let me reiterate on how lousy the odds are. Oh, my God. The odds on Powerball are so bad. Can you imagine how many people, how many tickets, how many combinations those machines, those lottery machines were spitting out across the country between, let's see, Saturday night and then Wednesday night. So the drawings now for Powerball are Monday night. So we got another drawing tonight. It's Monday, Wednesday, Saturday for Powerball. And there was no winner. Obviously, I think the last 40-something drawings, there hasn't been a winner. That's why the jackpot is now at an estimated $1.9 billion. And you know damn well that it's going to be $2 billion. By the end of today, by the time they draw later tonight, you know that the Powerball jackpot is going to be $2 billion. And they're going to want to say, oh, $2 billion, $2 billion. But think about this. The Powerball is played in, I think it's 44 states or 45 states. Plus, hang on, I got the list here. Let me drag up the list. I mean, you got to understand, those that are like just dreaming and spending money that they shouldn't spend. And this is something with the lottery, that it's disproportional. That the people that can't really afford to blow money on the lottery, those are the people that spend a disproportional amount on the lottery. So we have Powerball played in 45 states, including right here in Florida, the District of Columbia in D.C., you have Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. And with all of the tickets being sold, no winners, all of the combinations, doesn't that tell you how bad the odds are when you've got this many people, this many tickets being sold, and no one either picked by filling in the little circles with their little pencil or the quick pick? Nobody had the winning combo. That ought to just come screaming home on how awful the mathematical odds are to win Powerball.
Then how come there isn't a $2 billion Powerball every year?
Well, because somebody does.
Good question.
Somebody does win.
Oh.
And again, it's just the luck of the draw and the numbers and where they fall. But you have people that win when there are far fewer combinations and far fewer tickets sold. For instance, let's say Powerball's at $44 million or $96 million or $112 million. And you have winners. Sometimes you have winners and the jackpots are fairly low. And, those folks got to be like, oh, son of a, can you believe this?
This is the one we win.
I win the Powerball and not like a $629 million Powerball. I got to win a lousy $87 million Powerball.
Can you imagine how many people would go through that? You win $87 million. Pretty happy?
Yeah, but then you got to, obviously take the non-annuitized number, then the taxes, and you end up with just, a meager, $12 million.
Might as well keep it.
Just a meager $12 million.
Don't even give it to me.
No. You know what I'm tired of is all the analogies that people are doing, and we're guilty of it. We did it last week. Oh, you could fill a swimming pool the size of a stadium with M&Ms, and you'd have to find the orange one.
Hold on, who else is doing that?
Everybody.
Excuse me,
everybody.
we are the only.
Where? I haven't heard that. Who else?
I've heard it multiple places.
From where?
Like news reports, like driving into work today. I heard
What?
it.
Driving into work today, you heard.
I heard an M&M analogy.
M&M in a football stadium analogy?
Yep. Well,
somebody's ripping off our
What the
analogy?
heck? I used the ping pong ball analogy.
Yeah, you did.
And I said, hey, listen, the odds of winning Powerball is 1 in 292,300,000. Think about that. The odds of picking the correct numbers are 1 in 292,300,000 and change. And I analogize that as imagine, since the machine spits out the ping pong balls like Winona Ryder in the South Park episode. So since ping pong balls are a thing, I just said get 292,300,000 ping pong balls. Just take a little black Sharpie and put a little dot on one of those balls and then put them in a giant container. And then you got to just close your eyes, reach in, and try to just at random pick the ping pong ball with just the little black dot on it out of 292,300,000. So that's the image that I tried to project last week. And I even said on the air, I said, can somebody do the math? What size container would you need to hold 292,300,000 ping pong balls? And
175 semis, right?
I think it was 177.
177.
177 or 174, somewhere in there. So, yeah, you're in the hunt there. We had a listener call up who did the math, calculated that you would need 177 tractor trailers, the big, long tractor trailers, whether 53-footers or whatever they are. You would need 177 of those. Just imagine those all lined up in a row. How far, if you had a giant parking lot, or where you had 177 semi-tractor trailers, and you had to fill every one of those to the brim, front to back, floor to ceiling with ping pong balls, 177 of them filled, and you had to pick just the right ball randomly out of one of those 177 tractors. That is the odds.
We got to add more tractors now. What, 50 more?
Why is that?
Because the numbers went up. The odds, right?
No, the odds are always the same, dude. The odds don't move.
You're right.
The odds of
the odds don't move?
The odds don't move. No.
Even if the more people that play?
It's a fixed number. No, because you might have multiple winners.
It's just the same. It's just based off the different number combinations.
Yes.
It blew my mind.
Yeah, it's the number of number combinations for the white balls and then the Powerball.
So actually, the chances of more winners when it finally hits is likely because you have more people playing.
Well, when you have more people playing, then the
greater chances that they could pick the winning numbers.
Right.
I'm confused.
Now, all I know is it's a really crappy bet, and
you're still going to buy?
You do have to be in it to win it. And then tonight, there's another drawing. So tonight, they're saying estimated $1.9 billion, or at least the last time I checked. But with the frenzy to buy tickets, it's going to probably be $2 billion, unless they're going to try to hold on to that and be able to promote, Tuesday and Wednesday that it's now $2 billion. But I think that it's probably going to cross over $2 billion for tonight's drawing for Powerball.
I have not purchased any tickets.
All I know is that between Halloween night, which was Monday, I think I purchased the Saturday before Halloween. I bought Halloween. I bought Wednesday. I bought Saturday. I've spent like $100 now.
Oh, what a waste.
Yeah, I spent like $100 on the last like 3 or 4 drawings. And I've got to decide, do I just stop now? Do I just cut my losses?
I mean, for real, what are you doing?
That's what I ought to do. I just cut my losses now on the Powerball deal. but it's just a ginormous number. Oh, Logan Paul, I didn't get to that. Can you hold on to that, Froggy? So,
Love Logan.
Froggy, how much did you pay for this thing?
I have the cock, so I get it for free.
Oh, you have the what?
The peacock.
That's what they call it.
What? They call it the what? Don't say that. Did you what?
That's the slang for it.
I'm like, should I dump this?
When Big Lou asked me if I was going to watch the Saudi Arabian show, I go, yeah, I got
the peacock, and
I got the peacock.
They leave the pea off.
I got the peacock. Come over, Lou. So yes,
all
big
right.
show in Saudi Arabia.
Hold on a minute. All right, and then I got early morons in the news next on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Back in a minute, folks. Don't move.
Well, here we go with a crash now, 38th Avenue North and US 19. Watch out for that one this morning in Pinellas County. As far as the interstate, it's doing all right. To the north of us on 19, that is checking clear up around the Clearwater area, countryside. I-4 is doing okay. 275 and 75 in Hillsborough County. Bridges are fine. Keeping you updated. I'm Pat George.
From the Rubenstein Law Traffic Center.
Hi, I'm Julie Marcus, Pinellas County Supervisor of Elections. Are you election ready? Go to votepinellas.gov to check your registration status, find out how and where to cast a ballot, and view other official election information. That's votepinellas.gov.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Divorce touches all areas of your life. Family, friends, career, retirement. Few things in life affect so much. At Cordell & Cordell, we have a lot of experience protecting these interests for clients across America. In the process, we've come to know our clients pretty well. If you're a guy facing divorce, your chief concern, if you have kids, is to preserve your role in their lives. As to assets, you probably prefer tax-deferred savings over cash, and you likely would rather give up an asset than to pay maintenance. Also, lest you think we didn't notice, you want to pay as little to divorce lawyers as possible. Look, Cordell & Cordell can be successful only if our clients walk away feeling good about us. That means they feel not only that the result was the best possible in the circumstances, but also that their attorney fees were both reasonable and affordable. If this seems right to you, then let us be the partner that you count on.
Schedule it.
Let's do the early Morons in the News here on the MJ Morning Show. 6:38 is the time. Yes, I guess 1 clock in here. Did that one change automatically because it's hooked up to like the atomic clock? And then the one that I usually use was not reset. So that's why I said the wrong time a little while ago.
Or maybe you looked out the window and saw the way the sun was and it threw you as well.
It's not that bright out there. Hey, let me point something out before I get to the Morons in the News, and I've got to talk about Froggy's hero, this Logan Paul.
I'm a hero. I'm just a fan of the Paul brothers.
Anyway, all right. So I, on Friday, went to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office's training area out in the eastern part of Hillsborough County. So on Friday, it was the annual honorary deputy training day, and they do a great job. They put on this unbelievable presentation for the honorary deputies for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. And I'll tell you what I noticed as I was driving out there. Oh, my God, the traffic. Where did that come from? It's been a number of years since I went to training day, and this traffic is unbelievable.
To go to training?
When you head out to like eastern part of Hillsborough County, and it was just insane. I was on County Road 39, but just getting there from South Tampa, once you get down like 301, and then you get further east, it's the traffic on these single lane roads. It's unbelievable. I remember years ago driving out there and there's like no one on the road. And then now, boom, the growth in Hillsborough County, especially the eastern part and southeastern part of the county, it is unbelievable. And the traffic that I saw, and I was on the road at this time. So 40 in the morning, 6:45. And a little after 7 o'clock, I could not believe the volume of traffic on how many cars are on the road this early. It was unbelievable. Thought I'd point that out. All right, before I get to early Morons in the News, and man, I got a crazy pile today. Froggy, Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are a lot of women listening right now whose husbands are into the whole Logan Paul deal.
Or maybe women who like him.
There's no deal. He's just a guy that does whatever he wants. Because they're very talented. Jake Paul, the brother, just beat Anderson Silva last weekend. I stole that fight.
That's what I was
Hold on.
Last
weekend,
I bought that fight and watched it.
Last weekend, you said you what?
I watched the Jake Paul fight.
No, what was the term you used?
I bought the Jake Paul fight.
What was the term you used?
I stole the Jake Paul fight.
I thought you have the Peacock.
Jake Paul fight was a Showtime boxing pay-per-view event. On the cock, they were showing.
Stop saying that.
On Peacock, it was WWE.
Do people really say that? Is that the slang?
It's the lingo. If you got it, that's how you say it. You're not going to say Peacock. It's boring. What are you going to say? I got the P?
All right. Now, Logan Paul, his fight.
He's the wrestler for
Roxanne,
WWE.
Did you say a moment ago, Roxanne, that maybe there are women that are listening? Who
like these guys. Absolutely.
You know what?
I'm not one of them, but I don't pay attention.
Women don't like them.
That's
really?
a good question. Well, why don't we go to the phones and ask? Listen, let's go to the early phones right now because I'm not going to be talking about Logan Paul later in the show. This is the one and only shot here. All right, women. Are there women listening that love watching this Logan Paul and what's his brother, Jake Paul?
Yeah, Jake Paul. They're into combat.
These were YouTube clowns.
That's what makes them so brilliant.
Did I say YouTube or YouTube?
Jake Paul.
Whatever. These guys were YouTube clowns. They did like silly videos on YouTube.
And they turned it into...
And now they're making like tens of millions of dollars by getting the crap beaten out of them in these like MMA deals.
It's not MMA. See, you don't know. Jake Paul's a boxer.
So boxing.
Whatever. And he wins. He's undefeated.
Listen,
he brought in $50 million last year from his 3 fights.
I don't watch this stuff. I don't care about it.
You're jealous.
Are there any women that love Logan Paul and Jake Paul?
You you have to have an appreciation for what they're doing. You don't love them.
Any of our women listeners, any of our female listeners, do you watch this Jake and Logan Paul stuff?
I'm pretty sure my wife is attracted to Logan Paul.
800-990-1047. I'd like to grab some calls here right now. 800-990.
Yes.
1047. That's the number. Are there any women that care about this? 800-990-1047 is how you dial in. Or conversely, if you'd like to complain about your husbands.
Yeah, it's more of a husband thing.
Your boyfriends, your fiancés. If women, you want to complain about their just ridiculous attraction or their, what is the word I'm looking for? Obsession with this Jake and Logan Paul stuff. I'll grab calls on that also. So women that love it or women that just can't stand it and their husbands or boyfriends are mesmerized. 800-990-1047. So we'll take both sides of the spectrum on this thing here. What are we going to say?
And I'm finding stories online about women who love Logan Paul, fan sites for women who love Logan Paul or Jake Paul, like female fan fiction. So yeah, there are women like that.
All right.
Me and my dad and Fesher went to a Jake Paul fight last year. I mean, come on. It's great. It's good stuff. Fun to follow.
I got to get to morons of the news here. I got a great pile of early morons. But these brothers, the last fight was over the weekend, and it was Logan Paul, and he was fighting in Saudi Arabia?
Yes, the WWE had the Crown Jewel event, and they do it every year in Saudi Arabia.
Wait, well, hold on. So Logan Paul he's not in the WWE?
Yes, he is.
Hold on. Logan Paul is in the World Wrestling?
World Wrestling Entertainment, yes.
Well, so wait, who's the boxer then?
Jake Paul is the boxer. Last weekend, he fought Anderson Silva, UFC legend,
all right.
and beat him.
All right, so
this guy's beating legends.
All right, so Jake is the boxer.
Jake's a boxer.
And Logan is in the WWE?
But Logan also boxed Floyd Mayweather, if you remember.
Oh, that's right.
A few years ago. And did not lose.
All right, the reason why I brought up Logan Paul today is, first of all, Froggy, I know that you're into this crap.
Well, I know everything about him. Yeah.
Like, he got hurt.
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
But he said he tore his MCL. Oh. And then on Instagram, he said it was his ACL.
He jumped off through a table. Like old Skrizzle used to do. Remember jumping through tables?
Does he have brain damage yet?
No, but I'm sure that's coming.
Or hold on a sec. Or would Jake be more susceptible to the brain damage?
Jake takes more of the
brain hits.
Logan's smart. He's in the fake fighting business.
What this? I'm sorry. I'm just not into it. Am
You're
I
just
not
jealous of them?
Am I not an alpha male if I don't like this crap?
You just are the kind of person that would get jealous of their success.
I'm not getting. Why would I get jealous of?
So you'd be like,
I'm not going to get jealous of them getting their faces bashed in.
How about me and you, box?
Let me go to phones. Stephanie's in Tampa. Hey, Stephanie, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, MJ. How are you?
We are well. I appreciate you asking. What are your thoughts on this whole Logan and Jake Paul stuff? Whether it's the wrestling, whether it's the boxing, where do you stand as a woman?
I think they're crazy. My daughter, who's 13, watches them sometimes, and my son, who is 17 and a half, has watched them.
Do you guys pay? Hold on. Do you guys pay for the pay-per-view deal to watch these things?
Oh, no way.
So how are they watching them?
YouTube videos.
Just their YouTube channels.
All right. So you're not watching the live events?
No.
All right, so your 13-year-old daughter and your 17-year-old son, they're into this stuff.
Yes, very much so.
Well, I'm 42 and I am as well.
She's standing right here, MJ, and she's laughing at me.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much for listening, and say hi to your kids for me. But hey, is that?
I will. Thanks, MJ. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I think I heard the daughter say hello in the background. Let me grab Erica in Tampa. Hey, Erica, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning. I was calling in regards to the Logan Paul.
Yeah, go ahead.
I absolutely love him. You know, my son, he is younger, so he's 16, I'm 32, and I absolutely love them. It's amazing. And they're really good in the WWE. I love Logan.
See? He's a good wrestler.
Amazing.
Erica, you're 32. Now, your friend group, what age range, as far as women go, in your friend group, your friends, what are the age ranges? You're 32. How old are your friends?
They're around my same age. I mean, I have some 40-year-olds, some younger than me.
Okay, the question is, of all of your friends in that age range from, let's say, the 20s into the 40s, Are you the only female that loves the Jake Paul and Logan Paul stuff?
Well, I have another friend who actually, we watch it together with our kids. And we like it. Like, he's really good. He really hypes up the crowd, and he's good looking.
Hey, thank you, Erica. Have a great day.
They are handsome.
Look at that. All right, let me grab one call, but this is a male, and this is Jesus. Jesus, the screen says that Froggy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
What?
Is that...
Jesus.
Jesus, you're on with Froggy.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hey, Froggy, come on now. Do you remember Jim Cornette?
I listen to Jim Cornette every day. Please.
Okay, well, then you know what I'm about to say then. And, you know, recently Jim Cornette has said that they can get anybody off the street, teach them a move or two, and they think that they're wrestlers.
Okay, Jesus, don't try to tell me what corny says. I know everything about corny, so please, hang up the phone. Nobody knows more about Jim Cornette than me.
You're telling him to hang up the phone?
Please, Jesus. Everybody's just jealous.
Another thing, Froggy.
Yes, sir.
If you look at Andrew, doesn't he kind of look like Vince Russo?
All right. Nobody knows who you're talking about.
I have no
Hang
idea
up
what
the
he's talking
phone.
about.
And
Anyway,
yes, he does look very much like him. You're right.
Andrew, our producer, I have no idea what that means.
He's bringing up people nobody knows.
I don't care about Logan Paul. I don't care about Jake Paul. But hey, some women obviously do, and Froggy's obsessed.
I'm
for
a big
whatever
fan.
reason.
Big fan.
All right, early morons in the news. I'm going to have to do this in 2 chunks and maybe even sprinkle some throughout the program because running a little late here on the morons, but we'll squeeze them all in. This Mr. Police Chief is no way to go through life.
Uh-oh.
Georgia Police Chief arrested for allegedly burglarizing a home. A Georgia police chief allegedly broke into a home last month. Anthony Williams, who's the chief of the Willacoochee Police Department.
Oh, come on.
I'm not making this up. Willacoochee. That sounds like a Florida name, but no, it's a Georgia. The chief of the Willacoochee. Oh, it's time now for the MJ Morning Show Spelling Bee. Roxanne, spell Willacoochee. Go ahead.
Willacoochee.
Yep.
I live in Willacoochee. Willacoochie.
Oh, no, but off to a good start, though. Froggy, spell Willacoochee.
First, if you're there and you're a cop, are you a coochie cop?
I just spell it.
Willacoochie. 4 O's. Damn it!
No. It's Willa, Willacoochee. So just remember, you got
coochie cop. What kind of citations?
Remember, you got the Cheetos at the end, the CHEE at the very end. All right. So this police chief was arrested by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the GBI, which is like our FDLE here in Florida. They got reports of allegedly that he broke into a home October 11th. They opened up an investigation, and he turned himself in. What kind of a police department does the police chief break into somebody's home?
Because he's busting criminals, and he's like, I can do a better job than this.
This is just insane.
Crooked cop.
That is absolutely nuts.
Crooked coochie cop.
All right, the Willacoochee, Georgia police. All right, it gets better from here, folks. It only gets better with the early morons in the news. We got some crazy stuff. I'm telling you, if you want to hear something insane, you're like, what? Next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Hey, let's talk about your money. The MJ Morning Show, Q105-701. MJ here with Froggy and Roxanne. Fester is back tomorrow after his excursion to drug cartel land. For some reason, Fester just ended up in Mexico. He's in Cancun, or we think he is, because I haven't heard from him all weekend long. So, Fester, is he alive? Is he bound and gagged? Was he kidnapped by some Mexican drug cartel? Did they have like an order to go pick up El Gordo? I don't know. I guess
El Chavo.
We'll try to get Fester on in just a bit, or we'll try to call him in Mexico probably sometime this hour. All right, I have just a couple of these additional morons in the news that I want to grab here, and I'm telling you right now, this is something you've never heard of. Now, I like it. As I do this morning show with you guys every day, one of my challenges is I love new things and something that I've just never heard of, because there's a lot of repetitive stuff. A lot of the same things kind of happen. But when something brand new, when there's a new story, a new twist, a new scenario, and you've never heard of this, kind of excites me.
Maybe we should change it to innovative morons in the news.
Okay.
That's what you're looking for.
Okay, time now for innovative morons in the news. A nurse cut off a man's foot without permission for her taxidermy display.
There are a lot of problems there, starting with nurses aren't supposed to cut off anything.
Roxanne just gave me the gaping open mouth of like, what are you? Yep.
Oh my! This sounds like Misery, like a horror movie.
It's not a foreign story. This happened in Wisconsin.
What?
Or if you're from there, you say Wisconsin. Up in Wisconsin. A Wisconsin hospice nurse has been charged with amputating the frostbitten foot of a dying guy without his permission in order to preserve it for her sicko display in her family's taxidermy shop. What?
Dude, what? This is like...
I'm your biggest fan.
Annie Wilkes. Yeah. I'm thinking of Annie Wilkes.
Mary Kay Brown, 38 years old, allegedly hacked off the victim's right foot without his okay. And told a fellow nurse she intended to exhibit it with a sign saying, "Wear your boots, kids." So this woman, yes, she wanted to display a frostbitten foot that she cut off the guy and then have a message to the kids. This is why you ought to wear your boots, kids, because your foot could get frostbitten and cut off like this.
Okay, taxidermy is just for animals. It's not for humans.
Well, you tell that to
Mary?
No, who am I thinking of? The who's the other Wisconsin serial killer guy? I can't think of
Wisconsin serial killer guy.
Yeah, I had his name, and they even featured him in Dahmer. In Dahmer in Netflix.
Oh, Kemper?
No. In Netflix's Dahmer series, in the last episode.
The only one I can think of is Richard Speck, but he was Chicago.
No, that was he was a nurse right in Chicago.
Yeah.
Geese. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank here.
Okay. Ed Gein.
Gein, thank you. Jeez,
the farmer.
I couldn't think of Ed Gein. My God, I don't know what's going on. I need some of those brain boost pills, which don't work at all.
So the guy was alive though. He was still alive.
Yeah, he was. Yep, he was. I guess in hospice. So the guy was dying and cut off his foot to then do taxidermy on the foot to put it in a display so she could try to teach kids to be careful of frostbite.
What are you doing? Shh. Be quiet.
Hold on. What is that? Froggy, that is uncalled for. Stop. I'm going to dump that. Stop that. That's terrible.
That's what happened.
But I don't need you to do sound effects.
Radio theater.
You're playing sound effects on your phone now? What's the matter with you?
It was just a sawing sound effect.
That's enough. Man, is that not crazy or what?
But I think that'd be a cool display. Like you're in a museum and it's like a real frostbitten foot. That'd be kind of cool to see.
Hey, kids, make sure you wear your boots.
Kids are screaming and crying.
Now, I wish Fester were here for this because Fester is sort of the barbecue expert in-house here. But my question for you guys as we move along with early Morons in the News, question. If you have a pork problem, let's say you go to your favorite barbecue spot and let's say you don't think that the pork has been cooked all the way through. We're talking about, slow smoked pork. You know what they say about barbecue? You want it low and slow.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way you cook it. You want it low and slow.
Like how you should dance.
Yeah. What?
Low and slow.
Freaky.
No, definitely the slow part.
Well, like in the boob area or the crotch area? Where do you want your partner dancing with you?
What are you doing down there? We're supposed to be dancing. I'm going low and slow.
This is insane. We have a 911 call. 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, my barbecue's not cooked enough.
God, for real? What is the matter with people?
I don't know. They're calling this person the barbecue Karen. This is a problem. This is in North Carolina. Of course, North Carolina, big barbecue state. And this well-known North Carolina barbecue spot is now in the middle of a controversy because a disgruntled customer called 911 to report that her slow-smoked pork was too pink in the middle. 911, what's your emergency?
My mate's too pink.
In the middle.
In the middle.
All right. So this all started when this woman at Clyde Cooper's Barbecue, this is a Raleigh, North Carolina institution since 1938.
Come to Clyde.
Clyde Cooper's Barbecue since 1938.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. So the owner was approached by Debbie Holt.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, the customer approached the owner, Debbie Holt. So the owner said that her pork was undercooked, and there was a slight pink ring or hue is normal.
Yeah,
So,
is that
a slight, and this is why Fester would come in handy over here, but a slight pink ring or hue is the mark of a properly done hog when you're talking barbecue.
Yeah.
And when she said it to me, I said, "Excuse me?" This is according to Debbie Holt. She's the owner now of Clyde Cooper's Barbecue, a Raleigh institution since 1938. So she told local TV station WRAL that she tried to explain to the customer that the pink color was normal, and then other diners tried to say, "Yeah, that's normal. That's normal."
That's how you want your hog, ma'am.
I kind of snickered a little bit, the woman said, this is the owner, and told her, "Honey, that's when the barbecue is smoked. It turns pink there, honey. Child." So this is what this owner, this Debbie Holt, told the customer, and she was insistent that it wasn't done. "Your barbecue is not done. It's raw. I'm going to get sick." Holt said the woman did not make a scene, really. She didn't, throw a fit in the place, but she called 911 from outside the restaurant. She walked outside and calls 911 to report that her barbecue was undercooked at this famous Clyde Cooper's Barbecue in Raleigh, North Carolina.
They take it seriously there. My ex-in-laws, I'm not making fun of them or whatever, but
yes, you are.
But when we were planning my wedding at the
Right.
time, years and years ago, and we're planning, I'm planning a really fancy wedding, so they were going to do the reception the night before. And
You mean the rehearsal dinner?
I couldn't even think of it. And so they were planning the rehearsal dinner. They're like, "We're thinking about maybe we could do it at your house, do really nice pig picking."
Hold on, they talk like that? They
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where are they from? Alabama?
Boone, North Carolina.
Oh, they're from Boone, North Carolina.
Right. How about we do pig picking at your house? I didn't even know what a pig picking was. I was like, what the?
They wanted a whole roasted hog. They wanted a whole smoked hog, and then you just pick your meat off the hog.
Oh, I thought it was like you line up the pigs. Which one am I going to shoot? That one? All right, let's go.
So cops arrived. They actually dispatched police to an undercooked barbecue call.
Oh, please.
And when the officers were sent to the scene, they knew better. When the cops came in, though, he had a cute little smile on his face, rolled his eyes, and had his arms folded. The owner, Holt, said, "I don't even think he said much to me except, 'I got you.'" And then, speaking to the Charlotte News and Observer by phone last week, the unhappy diner, a 30-something native of North Carolina, this is a North Carolina, said that she was simply trying to report bad service. "Every barbecue that I've had is all done, is all the way done," she said.
Where's
barbecue,
she going?
I don't know. You don't see pink at all. I asked if I asked if they could cook it some more, that I'm not eating any pink barbecue. They said it's supposed to be pink. So she got so pissed off, she asked for either a refund or something else from the menu, but she claims that they refused to do that.
Good.
If you're telling me you don't do refunds or exchanges, there's a problem. It was the issue, the way the situation was handled. You have to either do a refund or an exchange. If you're not going to do either, that's the issue. That's the reason why she claimed she called the cops. The woman then explained that she was offered to exchange her meal for fried chicken.
Ooh, I would have done that too.
In between the 911 call and the police actually arriving. She accepted the switch and said this likely should have avoided the whole conflict. But anyway, the cops did show up.
Everything's like she's probably complaining the chicken wasn't pink enough. Like everything's backwards with this woman.
Yeah.
What is she talking? This chicken's too white.
What is going on
I need
here?
it more pink.
Yeah. And then the woman left Clyde's barbecue, or Clyde Cooper's Barbecue, a 1-star Google review.
Oh.
right, so in the aftermath, she leaves them a 1-star Google review with a photo of her barbecue plate later that day. Even so, Holt said that she'd be more than willing to make amends.
I want to see the photo. It's probably perfectly cooked.
Tell her to come back and I'll educate her about North Carolina's Southeastern style barbecue.
Yeah, that's like really a big barbecue area.
Yeah, the photo it looks perfect. That's what happens when you smoke it.
But people call 911 for the most ridiculous things. Stop clogging up the 911 system with stupid, ridiculous, superfluous, non-emergency calls like you don't think your barbecue is cooked through when all the other customers in the place are telling you that it's normal to have some pink in the barbecue.
I like my barbecue brown.
I like it burnt to a crisp like the asphalt in the parking lot.
That's right, buddy.
Well, listen, that's another thing is burnt tips. Have you ever had burnt tips?
I never had burnt tips.
Oh yeah, burnt tips. That's where you get some burnt tips as well.
Yeah, those are
Tips of
good.
what?
Yeah, well, usually it's beef brisket or whatever, but burnt tips that's a thing as well.
Those are delicious.
All right, I got some dating stuff.
Really? You're out in the dating scene?
No, I'm not. Hey, Tom Brady might be soon. All right, so maybe he already hooked up. Maybe that's why he won yesterday in the last minute of the game.
He's glowing.
No, but seriously, I've got some really crazy dating stuff that I want to get to coming up. Also, Tropicana has this new item out. Is this real or is this like some kind of a social media hoax deal? Tropicana orange juice. And do we really need allegedly what they have available? This is nuts. All right, hold on. We'll get to the bottom of it all next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. Can you imagine you take the SAT and then your test is lost in the mail and you got to take it again?
Well, if you feel like you did poorly on it, then it's probably a good thing. But
Oh, come on. This is terrible. 55 students may have to retake their SATs after they were lost from a UPS truck. Yeah, this happened down in Texas. I'm just thinking of all the high school kids, on the way to, school right now. And it's, those that, juniors and I guess not as much seniors. You kind of take you take your SAT.
10th and 11th grade.
Yeah. Chloe took the ACT. She opted for the ACT versus the SAT. But this is terrible. El Paso, Texas. They say they're currently working with the College Board, which administers the SATs, to try to figure out how they can fix this. And turns out that UPS has apologized to the school, but the tests were lost. The El Paso, Texas Independent School District said that the loss affected students who took the test on October 27th on campus. And staff were able to recover all but 55 of the tests. I was like, what the heck happened? I'll tell you what happened. The UPS truck transporting them apparently either lost or destroyed the test. I don't know how the heck it happened.
Would it burst in the flames?
No, well, hold on. They flew out of the truck. I mean, what
kind of an Operation Benny Hill is this?
I don't know, but that's what happened. The information we have is that a whole bunch of SAT tests flew out of a UPS. Would they leave all the doors open? What kind of packages fly out of a UPS truck?
I think when you say the packages flew out, you're really making a big excuse. Like, packages don't fly.
What can Brown do for you? Yeah, lose your SAT test. So you got to sit down and another 3 hours of misery or whatever it is. If you do the essay, it's even longer, right?
Yeah. And for the kids who felt like they did good that go around,
do well is what.
Even if it fell out of the truck, you would imagine.
The kids that thought that they did well. Meanwhile, we're talking about the SAT.
The kids that thought that they done good.
We're talking about the SAT, and you're using improper grammar over here. I love it. All right, so the tests flew out of the UPS truck that was transporting them, and they were lost or destroyed, and that affected 55 students' tests. They were able to recover the other tests, I guess, along the side of the road, in the woods, in a drainage ditch. That is nuts. That would suck.
Well, it would suck if you got a really good score. If you were like, damn it, I blew it. Then it's a gift.
Listen, overall, you think hold on. If you think you did lousy on the 27th, and let's say you got to retake it, you're really going to improve the score that much?
Maybe.
Come on.
You study really hard for the next one?
Yeah. Students whose tests were lost will be able to take the ACT, and that will be on December 10th at no cost. So I guess the school district's going to pick up the tab on that. Actually, UPS ought to pick up the tab on that. UPS stated that it apologized to the school and the students. In a statement, they said, quote, "Our employees are working to recover as many tests as possible, and we will work with the school to resolve the situation. The driver's actions in this case are not representative of UPS protocols and methods, and we're addressing this with him." What, like firing him? Safety meeting or safely meeting our service commitments is UPS's first priority. That's their statement. This is not. One student told KFOX television in Texas that the loss meant that he was unable to apply for Texas A&M and their early admissions.
Oh, I bet. That can really screw you up timing-wise with stuff.
God, that's awful.
And who's going to, do you have to pay to take that? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, you got to pay.
There's a fee, right?
You got to pay to take the S. A lot of schools, though.
SATs are a scam.
A lot of schools, these tests now are optional. There are, Chloe, she took the SAT on multiple occasions. Julian is a senior. So my son Julian, he's in the process of applying to all schools that he wants to go to. He's got an early decision that was in on November 1st. But for Julian, most of the schools that he's applying to, it's SAT or ACT is optional. In Florida, like Florida State and Florida, I believe that they're required. Still in Florida, the SAT, the ACT is required. But a ton of schools that Julian is interested in, the testing is optional.
So they just look at your GPA and your class load and all your other activities or
all
whatever.
of the other activities. Yeah, Julian's got a great application.
MJ, what'd you get on your SAT?
I got a 1600.
I actually know a kid who did get a 1600, but I'll tell you what. I think it's a scam. Some people just can't test. I got a 900 something, and look at me.
You got that high?
Well, please. I did pretty damn well. I was pretty proud.
I can't believe it was that high, to be quite honest.
I think it's 600 for your name you put in there. But look at me. I turned out okay.
Yeah.
You don't need the stupid test.
You're in a room full of people who got 1600s.
Yeah, he wishes. He probably got like a 800.
I just can't imagine that. The SAT, the ACT, it's total anxiety for the kids. They're prepping. They're doing whatever they can to score as high as they can. It's the butterflies. It's the nerves. And then I still want to know what the hell happened. How did an SAT test fly out of a UPS truck? What the hell happened?
Can I give advice to all the kids getting ready to take their SATs?
Yeah, go. Well, no, the SATs just happened on the 27th of October.
Well, these kids are going to have to take them over again.
So I guess you can give advice to students taking the ACTs
on
December 10th.
This applies.
Yeah.
Don't stress. Just abacab it. ABACAB, ABACAB. Abacab it up. I bet you'll do better than you think.
Hey, on line 2. All right. Hi. Let's say good morning to Jane. Hey, Jane, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a school counselor, and the SAT is a computer-based test. So how did they lose the actual test?
Are you saying that? Well, they're claiming that the test flew out of the truck. So
they lost the Scantrons, obviously.
Are there some school systems, or are there some locations that still use the? When you say they're online, what, you go into a room and you do it on a computer screen?
Correct.
Oh,
maybe not all locations have that.
Maybe this is old school number 2 pencil land.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Possibly, but I know here in Pinellas County it's online.
All right, so tell me how this works. So, Jane, you're a school counselor in Pinellas County, correct?
Correct.
Are you a high school counselor?
Actually, I'm an elementary counselor, but I'm familiar with testing.
So you're telling me now in Pinellas County, and I would imagine other places around the country, that students, they go into a room, and who provides all the computers for hundreds of kids?
They take them on the school-based computers.
What? Wow, that sounds like an IT nightmare.
Most of the kids in Pinellas County, most schools have, every student has their own laptop anyway.
Oh, I got you. All right.
Sounds like that could be easily breached and cheated upon. If you know what I mean.
Hey, Jane, thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Hold on. We have Preston. All right, Preston's on line 5. Hey, Preston, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hi, MJ. Yeah, so I just took the SAT this past Saturday. And,
how'd you do?
Well, he doesn't know yet.
Well, he knows how he feels. He knows how he feels. How'd you feel?
I'm relatively confident about it. I mean, apparently after you take it with the school, because I had to pay for this one, you get your results back in like 2 weeks, which is pretty good. So I'll find out on the 18th.
Did you take yours online on a computer?
Oh no, yeah, I don't know what that lady was talking about, because every time I've taken it and every time I've seen it taken, it's been on paper.
Yeah, all right. So I'm guessing that some school systems can use a computer. I'm not aware of that one, but
yeah,
Jane said that some in Pinellas, she said that the SAT was online, but you did the old style where you have to fill in the little circles with your pencil, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's how they flew out of the UPS truck, because the whole
Scantrons,
batch of
Scantrons,
the whole batch of scan forms that flew out of the UPS truck in Texas. Hey, Preston, good luck. Hey, where do you want to go to school? What's your number one choice?
I'm trying to go to FSU for interior design.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Hey, Preston, I wish you the best of luck. All right.
Thank you.
And thanks for what? So you're a senior this year? Or?
Yes, sir.
All right. So yeah, you need this. You need to score quickly.
Oh yeah.
Because you want your application in by what, January?
Well, so I did early application, which was already due, but you can submit your scores later. So as long as I get it in before December 15th, it's still counted.
You're in Brandon, so what school do you go to?
Riverview High School.
Gotcha. And what's your GPA?
Right now, my weighted is a 4.8, and my unweighted is like a 3.4.
All right, dude, listen, you shouldn't have any trouble getting into FSU.
Yeah, you're fine.
I still got my fingers crossed.
All right, buddy. Good luck, Preston. Thanks for listening to the MJ Morning Show. I appreciate it.
Of course. Have a good rest.
When I think of good interior design schools, I think of FSU.
I don't know much about interior design, but I'm guessing FSU must have a good program.
I guess.
I just felt bad when I saw this. 55 students might have to retake their SATs. They flew out of a UPS truck. I still want to know the details of how the hell tests flew out of a UPS truck.
Oh,
I know right now that if it was my UPS driver, Bobby, in South Tampa, there's no way anything's flying out of his truck. I'm telling you that right now.
Sounds like some kid was freaking out about his test and opened the door and was like, I'm going to get rid of these tests. Screw this. Should I blow it up or just open the door?
That didn't happen.
It does sound like a lame excuse. They just flew out the back.
Yeah. That doesn't happen.
The Buccaneers, ladies and gentlemen, that must have been, up until the last minute, like one of the worst football games I've seen in a long time. And there's been a lot of bad football. I've read numerous things about how bad some of the football is this season.
I'm tired of football.
Well, but
it's boring, and I'm tired of the egos.
This is the NFL on the MJ Morning Show. And now, Froggy, who's tired of football. Go ahead, Froggy.
I just think it stinks. I'm tired of it. It's boring.
Froggy thinks that football stinks on Fox.
The plays last like 2 seconds, and then they sit around for 2 minutes, and then the play lasts for a second, and then they sit around. It's a bunch of rich, spoiled assholes.
Dude, you can't say that.
Sorry.
I just dumped that. You can't say.
Sorry. I just am so tired of football. It makes me so angry.
What are you doing? You can't say that.
I'm just tired of it.
All right, folks, if you just heard the audio jump on.
I'm sorry about that as well.
If you're listening on 104.7 FM, if you're listening on the air on FM.
That was bad.
Just emotional.
Froggy just used a curse word, which we cannot use.
I'm just tired of them. I'm tired of all of them.
Dude, get a grip on yourself. I just had to dump Froggy.
Sorry.
That obviously went over on MJ TV, and I'm sure it'll be on the podcast and everything if you want to hear what Froggy said.
That's just what I think about the whole sport. I mean, Tom Brady, these guys are playing baby. Let's go play football. Let's go throw ball rounds.
Control yourself.
Millions of dollars. Give me a break. Go make a real living.
Control yourself. All right. So the Buccaneers won in the last, 45 seconds of the game yesterday.
Tom Brady found a new tight end he likes.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, after Giselle's gone, he's looking for a new tight end.
Rob.
Oh, you talking about her butt?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I guess that shows how much Gronk meant to the team, right?
Yeah, yes.
Bucs with the win, 16-13. It was just a boring game. I fell asleep. It was just an awful, terrible.
You fall asleep?
I did. I fell asleep. And then I said, all right, I'm just going to put on Freevee and watch some old episodes of Dragnet.
That's when you know football sucks.
When I go to Freevee and watch old episodes of Dragnet.
And you're like wide awake. You're like, this is great.
Freevee?
I want to take a nap. Let me watch the football game.
And of course, the last 45 seconds of the game, that was the Tom Brady that can win a football game in the last minute of a game. And Tom, could you do that like at the beginning and the middle of the games as well?
Just in your mind say, I know it's the beginning of the game, but I'm just going to act like it's the end and we're losing.
But it was just a terrible, boring game until the Bucs had that amazing drive at the end, and they won 16-13 over the Rams, who had to go back to L.A. on their United American. They were they flew over my house on Saturday night.
How'd you know it was them?
Because
the big Rams logo.
Because it's not often that an American Airlines 787-9 Dreamliner flies over my house, since American does not fly Dreamliners into Tampa International.
Everybody knows that.
And then I looked at my flight app, my Flight Radar 24, and it was an American 787 Dreamliner from LAX
obviously this is a team.
To TPA. I'm like, here come the Rams.
You literally knew that by looking in the sky and then using your app?
I posted it on my Instagram. Folks, go look. I actually posted, look for the map, and you can see the tracking. I actually.
Are you a Dorcas?
What do you mean I'm a Dorcas?
How could you identify? Remember we were at his house and he was identifying the planes by the sound?
By the sound. He wasn't even looking at him.
He's like,
That's a JetBlue F-16 4700.
No, it would be an Airbus A320.
Whatever.
All right, so I posted. It is the fourth thing on my Instagram right now. So if you want to see this, go to Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio is my Instagram account, and feel free to check it out because there's a lot of variety, a lot of interesting stuff on Certified MJ Radio on my Instagram account. And if you click on what looks like the map, it's the one right before the bottle of wine. Oh, and Roxanne's giving me trouble on my bottle of wine.
Yeah, there were a couple
hang
of
on,
those.
hang on. But this was, what was the time on this? I don't know if I have a timestamp, but I posted, hello, Tampa International Airport at Fly TPA. Noise complaint for a one-right landing of a Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, which appears to be the LA Rams coming to town to play the Buccaneers Sunday. And this was Saturday, I think it was like maybe 5, 6 o'clock on Saturday night is when it happened. And it was a big, giant Dreamliner. And I'm like, LAX to Tampa, that's the Rams. Anyway, the game was just boring. Last 45 seconds, the Buccaneers, pulls it out. That's the Tom Brady we know. But you know what's incredible here as we move on here in a second? What's incredible is the Bucs are now 4-5. An awful, awful, terrible, no good, horrible record. And they're number one. They're top in the NFC South.
How does that work? That just goes to show.
With that record, 4-5, they're tops in the NFC South.
They should really spice up the game somehow. Give all the players a taser. Every player has a taser. Use it as you will. How entertaining would that be?
All right, now, Roxanne.
Yes.
Speaking of my Instagram, you had a little note, little dig on me in your email to me last night.
I noticed that you on your IG actually that you just posted bottles of wine all weekend. I'm opening this fancy bottle of wine, and I'm like, did this guy really need a day off Friday to do something legitimate, or did he just want to drink his face off all weekend?
What are you talking about?
What a drunk!
Michelle and I, we're not drunks. Michelle and I had 2 bottles of wine.
Each? What are you, Bukowski?
Listen to me. So Roxanne's complaining because there were 2 pictures of wine on my Instagram, and one was a lovely Chateauneuf de Pop.
Lovely.
So hold on. Friday night, Michelle and I watched a movie, and we enjoyed a bottle of wine. And then Saturday night, we enjoyed a nice bottle of wine.
Back to back.
How'd
you even get a buzz Saturday? You probably had to do whiskey shots to follow.
We went to dinner on Saturday night with Dennis Phillips from ABC Action News. Yeah.
What? How does Paul feel about that?
You're cheating on your weatherman?
That's weird.
Please stop.
What a double dipper.
What a double weatherman dipper.
Oh, you guys are just giving me the business here. All right, now I got a funny story to tell. I got a really funny story to tell. All right. Now, Roxanne, first, let me clean up this wine thing. Get off my jock, man. I mean, here, hold on. I've got 1 bottle
You drank
of wine.
a lot more than I did this weekend.
Roxanne, we had 2 bottles of wine. One on Friday night, one on Saturday night. What kind of lush?
Good for you.
Wino.
2 glasses from me on Friday night, 2 glasses from Michelle, and then the same thing on Saturday night.
You were stumbling and bumbling all over your house. All
Was
over
you
the
guys too
restaurant.
drunk? I was not.
You guys too drunk to do it?
No, Frog, we stop it.
Just wondering.
Knock it off.
What movie did you watch again?
I'm not telling you what I watched.
Busty
you can't
Cops
remember.
2?
We didn't watch Busty Cops 2.
Okay, so what's the thing about the wine? You just think he's drinking too much? I saw your nice decanter. Very responsible drinker, aren't you?
Can I tell a story?
Please.
I'm not cheating on Paul Delgado. Now,
Sounds like it.
Paul is a longtime friend of mine and Michelle. We go back decades. And I also have known Dennis Phillips from ABC Action News, Channel 28, for a long time. ABC Action News is our radio partner for the Storms. And Dennis Phillips spent a lot of time with us during Hurricane Ian. Remember, we did some 1-hour nonstop conversations with him. I mean,
And
nonstop.
he's got a lot to do during that time.
Yeah. Well, during the morning show,
Right.
he made himself very available to us. We had Dennis Phillips on multiple times during Ian, and there was one time where I think we went for a whole hour nonstop. We didn't even come up for air, and we're talking about the storm, we're talking about everything. So as a thank you, since Dennis Phillips and ABC Action News, they're our radio partner, and you'll hear when you watch them during storms, they'll mention that you can hear their audio on our Beasley Media Group stations, including Q105. And so Saturday night, I took him and his wife, Robin, out to dinner with Michelle. And this was a thank you. I wanted to just say, hey, thank you, Dennis. Appreciate you being so available for us during Hurricane Ian. And just want to take you out to dinner. So he's up in Palm Harbor. And I'm like, hey, perfect. I love Massimo's up in Palm Harbor. I've been going to Massimo's place for years. And I said, you know what? I haven't been to Massimo's in a little bit. And you live in Palm Harbor. We'll make it easy. Let's just meet at Massimo's. So we went to Massimo's in Palm Harbor on 19, right behind the Outback, on Saturday night. And at dinner, just a great story about what is Dennis Phillips's signature.
Suspenders.
Yes, that is correct, Froggy. His signature is the suspenders. And there's a story behind the suspenders. Can you think of Dennis Phillips from ABC Action News? Can you think of him at a time when he didn't have suspenders? Think about it. Have you ever remembered him without suspenders?
No, I just picture him wearing them like even in the shower, like everywhere.
He does.
Like on his naked body, suspenders.
Do you know what the story with the suspenders is?
No.
This is a great story.
Who would know?
So we're at Massimo's, and he's telling us the story, and Michelle and I are like, yeah, what's the deal with the suspenders? And he's like, funny story. Got to tell you about the suspenders.
Okay, did he have suspenders on at dinner with you guys?
He did not.
What, he has a belt phobia?
Nope. Here's the story on Dennis Phillips and the suspenders. Apparently, years ago, remember their sports guy, Jay Crawford?
Oh, yeah.
He's the dude that had one brown eye and one blue eye.
Yeah, and
remember
then he
that guy?
went and worked for ESPN First Take.
Exactly. So he told me the story at dinner that Jay Crawford, their former sports guy, used to wear very stylish clothing. He was very into clothes, Jay Crawford. And occasionally, Jay Crawford would wear suspenders. And Jay Crawford said to Dennis Phillips, hey, why don't you try and get a couple of pairs of suspenders? Just put them in your rotation. He suggested, Jay Crawford told Dennis Phillips, yeah, just get a pair of suspenders.
Put them in your repertoire.
Or two. So Dennis Phillips bought a pair of suspenders. And it turns out that he put the suspenders on one of the shows where he was heading in to cover Hurricane Charlie back in 2004. So that particular day, going into the studio, he put on suspenders that Jay Crawford had recommended. Yeah, you ought to try them. Okay. Turns out they were on the air for 36 hours straight because of Hurricane Charlie back in 2004. And he took his jacket off because of the amount of time they were on the air. He had suspenders on, but he had a jacket. He had the sport coat over top of it. Mm-hmm. And because they were on the air so long, he had taken his jacket off. He ditched the jacket, and you saw his suspenders. And after Charlie, Channel 28, ABC Action News, they did research on like the aftermath and the coverage. And in one of the focus groups or whatever, one of the respondents said to the question, like, who did you watch during the hurricane coverage? And one of the respondents during this research project said, yeah, I watched the guy on TV that had the suspenders.
Yeah, it's a marketing move.
And apparently the news director said, and this is what Dennis Phillips told us at dinner on Saturday night. He said that his boss at Channel 28 said, after some viewer said, yeah, I watched the guy with the suspenders, that the boss said, that's your new deal.
That's your look.
The boss said, that is your new deal. And the respondent in the research project, he was asked, the question was, who did you watch during the hurricane for coverage on TV here in Tampa Bay? And he said, I have no idea what the guy's name was, but he was the guy wearing the suspenders. And then the boss said, that's your new deal. You're going to be Mr. Suspenders.
Wow.
And after Hurricane Charlie, Dennis Phillips on Channel 28 on ABC Action News never put on a jacket again and has worn suspenders ever since because one viewer said, I don't know what his name was. I just watched the guy with the suspenders on TV.
Good thing he wasn't wearing an eye monocle that night.
And you know what? You know what's really crazy? Paul told me that he was just about to go to suspenders.
Oh,
Yeah, Paul Delgado at Fox was just about to do the suspender shtick himself.
He's going to overalls.
He's going to Farmers. He's going to Lee overalls or something.
Did Dennis look completely different at Massimo's without suspenders?
No, he looked the same. He looks exactly the same.
How many people went up to him and ignored you?
40. No, I'm kidding. No, nobody bothered us. It was a nice, quiet dinner.
Who's this little kid you're with, Dennis?
What do you mean, who's this little kid you're with?
That's me, Todd.
Stop it. You guys having fun bashing on me today?
This is fun. I'm having a good time.
Anyway, so that's the suspender story. I thought it was a great story.
That's pretty interesting.
All right, quickly here. Tropicana. I mentioned this a while ago that I wanted to get to this. I guess this is real. Tropicana, which they're based in Bradenton, or at least that's the address on the carton. Tropicana is going to debut what they call the perfect mimosa maker. They are, is this real?
Mimosa, or like pre-mixed mimosa?
No.
Oh.
They are issuing a Tropicana spray bottle. Imagine like a bottle of Windex, but instead it's got Tropicana in it.
Okay,
Is this real?
I don't know if this is real. This seems like it could be a problem because what if you've had a couple of mimosas? So what it is you squirt the orange juice out of the spray bottle,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, so then the idea is you're getting a lot of champagne and just a little bit of spritz of your orange juice. But what if you have so many mimosas and then you accidentally squirt Windex in your champagne?
Well, one is going to be orange, one's going to be blue, but that's a whole different story. But if you're that schnit-faced, a limited edition device, a 12-ounce spray bottle that spritzes orange juice into your mimosa glass. 3 settings on the bottle include whisper, spritz, and shower, so you can add the right amount of orange juice to your mimosa.
Oh, this is so dumb.
They're claiming this is going to be a limited edition. I don't know where the hell this is going to be available, but a limited edition 12-ounce Tropicana spray bottle. And I saw the picture. It's like a Windex bottle.
Yeah.
But it sprays Tropicana.
No, this has to be like one of those gimmick things,
Is
right?
this a joke?
It has to be. Why wouldn't they do that? I just don't understand the purpose. Like it's a spray butter?
Let's see. The Ultimate OJ Diffuser. They call it an OJ. The Ultimate OJ Diffuser can be the perfect gift, Tropicana says, as it comes in a mimosa kit filled with a bottle of Tropicana pure premium orange juice, 2 champagne flutes, and 2 Tropicana red and white striped straws.
Okay.
So where the hell do you get this thing?
It'll be a specialty item. How much is it?
Whether you enjoy a shower of fresh juice or just a whisper of citrus, now you can sip your sunshine away. Tropicana recognizes there may never be a one-size-fits-all approach to the perfect mimosa, which is champagne and orange juice, for those that don't know. Perfect mimosas are just a spray away.
I don't know about this.
While the kit may be a joke about a surefire way to make a mimosa stronger, the ad says the perfect mimosa includes Tropicana orange juice. Consumers 21 and older are encouraged to visit TropicanaMimosaMaker.com only for a few days. It's only November 6th, which was yesterday, through the 10th for a chance to get your hands on the special mixer kit during some sweepstakes. So you can't actually just buy it. You got to enter a sweepstakes?
Oh, so it is a promotion gimmick item.
Apparently so.
Do you think it would be fun just to drink your drinks out of spray bottles?
No.
You know what?
Coffee?
Tell you what, that's a whole new concept for a club.
Yeah.
All of your drinks are served in spray bottles.
Well, the bartender's just going to spray it in your mouth?
No, they give you the whole spray bottle, so you just spray yourself all night long.
Well, it takes forever to get a buzz going.
I'll take another mist of whiskey.
Hey, hit me. All right, I'm good.
A little
come on.
mist of Long Island iced tea or something.
Why can't you just pour it? It's dumb.
Anyway, that is pretty dumb. All right, speaking of dumb, but I'll do it anyway. I'll buy some more Powerball tickets on the way home. Speaking of dopey.
Don't do it because you know what? When nobody wins, you feel so good. There's like a satisfaction when no one wins.
And I got to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I bought tickets. Let's see. I bought tickets the drawing before Halloween. I bought tickets for Halloween. I bought tickets for last Wednesday. I bought tickets for Saturday. And, of course, last Saturday's drawing, no winner. But, again, ladies and gentlemen, let it sink in on the number of people buying these tickets. I mentioned earlier in the show in the 6 o'clock hour that you've got 45 states that participate in Powerball, including us here in Florida. Then you've got the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. You got Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, plus 45 states. How many people are buying tickets? How much money is being spent? You've had over 40-plus drawings now with no winner. That's why the jackpot is now at an estimated $1.9 billion. It was $1.6 billion for Saturday night. Now it's going to go up to $1.9 billion. I'm sure by drawing time or later this afternoon or maybe even now, I'm sure it's going to be $2 billion. I'm almost positive it's going to cross the $2 billion. Hey, Andrew, can you go to the Powerball website and see if they're still saying $1.9 billion? But it's got to cross into $2 billion. There's no doubt about it.
I love it how sensible people are like telling me, "Oh yeah, I bought Powerball tickets," like they're going to win or something. Like
somebody's going to win.
Well, somebody does eventually win, but again, those odds: 1 in 292,300,000.
Yeah,
it is a ridiculous set of odds. You're not going to win. I'm not going to win. I'm still buying the tickets because someone's got to win. And you're right. When nobody won, when I woke up on Sunday morning and you said you get a good feeling when no one won. That is true. So when I woke up on Sunday morning and I saw there was no winner in the Powerball on Saturday night, it just kind of gives you, this second false hope that, oh man, I could win on Monday night's drawing. And that's just so bogus because the odds are just horrific. And a lot of times the people that can't afford it spend the most on lottery. It's disproportional. So if you want to buy a ticket or two, you want to drop $10, all right. But already in the last week and a half, I've spent $100 or so, and I might as well have just lit it on fire or flushed it down the toilet.
Just give it to me. I'll put it to good use.
So Powerball tonight. Oh, and one other thing. You're speaking of weather. We were talking about Dennis Phillips. He said, "Hey, if you need me for this storm Nicole." We can give Dennis Phillips a call later on in the week here.
When's Nicole supposed to hit? 4 or 5 days from now?
Well, I think Wednesday, Thursday, it'll be an event potentially for us. But I'm looking at the latest models here. So I'm looking at the, this is the 8 a.m. advisory, and we're in the cone. So right now we have subtropical storm Nicole, maximum sustained winds at 45 miles an hour, and Nicole is out in the Atlantic, and it looks like it's going to, cross the northern Bahamas and then whack into the east coast of Florida. But it's not going to be a hurricane. They think it's going to be a tropical storm here, and it looks like as a tropical storm, it's going to run into West Palm Beach area, Stewart, somewhere in that vicinity. And then the different models, some of them have it turning, up through Orlando and then back out to the east. Some of the models have it rolling across the state over the Tampa Bay area. So, any way you slice it, we could be looking at a pretty heavy-duty rain event coming on Wednesday night into Thursday. And then potentially early Friday morning, it's supposed to be up around Apalachicola. But again, the modeling has different places. It looks like the National Hurricane Center is taking it across the state, kind of into our area, and then turning north up along the Gulf Coast into Apalachicola, into the Big Bend area. But again, it's not a hurricane. It's nothing like Ian, but it could just be a big rain event is what they're looking at. So heads up, because just when we thought that we were done with the season, here comes this early November storm. It's subtropical storm Nicole, East Coast event as far as the initial impact, but then it could roll across the state and affect us late Wednesday into Thursday and into early Friday or late Thursday night. So we'll keep you up to speed all week long on this sucker, okay?
Remember the year, I think it was 2005-ish, that Charlie rolled through?
That was
04 or 05?
That was 04.
04.
2004.
And then the same thing. Then we had like that third storm this same time in November.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you just forget. I mean, so much of this activity. So here we are. It is November. Now, don't forget, hurricane season does go until November 30th. It's June 1 to November 30th. So keep with us, and we'll let you know everything you need to know about this subtropical storm, Nicole. I have the Q105 Trip a Day song right here, right now. So the Trip a Day song for today, Monday, the 7th of November, so 11/7, you're listening for Tainted Love by Soft Cell. Tainted Love, Soft Cell. We're going to play it in the 5 o'clock hour. When you hear it, just be the 7th caller to win the Q105 Trip a Day. Now, I have not heard from Fester. I guess we can try to call Fester to
Hope
see.
he's still alive.
Yeah. What is that number, Froggy?
Oh, 813-310-8444.
It's Fester's cell number.
And is the merch available?
It will be tomorrow.
International Ring.
Oh.
Will Fester pick up, or will it be a drug cartel member?
Hello.
Hello.
What? Oh. Don't you sound chipper?
I'm in the shower.
Oh my! Okay, I guess he's not in
We
there.
know what that looks like. We've got the postcards to prove it.
Unless we do. Unless the drug cartel is letting Fester take a shower.
I'm in the shower right now. I can barely hear you. What's up, guys?
How many people are hosing you down?
Fester, you've not been kidnapped by a drug cartel in Mexico?
No. Hold on. What's up?
Dude, I'm going to hang up. I can't keep you on the air like this. Hey, don't drink the water in the shower.
Actually, do.
Don't drink the Mexican water. You'll get the Montezuma's revenge.
So the people at the resort told us that they have their own filtration system.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but
yeah, don't drink that. You drink bottled water or Cokes or Sprite, man. I'm telling you right now.
Everything's mixed with ice.
Yeah, when I've been to Mexico, no ice, no water, nothing. I think we brought our own bottled water last time we were there. And I got to be honest, I have no desire to go to Mexico with all the problems there. I have no issue. I have no desire, rather. Last time Michelle and I were in Mexico, I think it was like 1998. I think we went to Cozumel. I think we had a radio station cruise there. And then we also, then I did another trip, I think just before that, to go scuba diving. All right, so Fester, you're back tomorrow, right?
Yeah, my flight's in a couple hours.
All right, so you're headed back to the airport, so no brushes with Mexican drug cartels?
You know what? It's honestly, everywhere we went felt relatively safe. I mean, I don't want to say very safe, but relatively safe.
Because, El Chapo is off the scene these days, and we thought that maybe instead of El Chapo, you could be El Gordo.
El Gordo, sí.
Oh, see. Speaking of which, how's your communication been with the Mexicans?
Surprisingly offensive, because I don't speak Spanish, but I speak enough Spanish to
piss them off.
Culture.
To what?
Yeah. Well, it's like I can't speak Spanish without talking like this. Hola, we like dos huevos y queso, por favor. And then,
so you're doing your Spanish is horrific.
Awful.
Right.
But no, yesterday.
So by the way, he ordered 2 eggs with cheese. By the way.
Sí. Yesterday, on Roxanne's recommendation, we went to Tulum, where they have the ruins.
Mm-hmm. How was that?
Yeah, we went to the ruins of Tulum, and it's just a bunch of rocks.
Well, I'm glad you haven't been ruined with Montezuma's revenge just yet, but it might hit you on the airplane.
Oh boy, I'm hoping not.
And you can't fit into an airplane bathroom, so that's going to be a whole interesting deal. All right, buddy, we'll see you tomorrow morning, okay, man?
All right, I'll be there, guys. Thanks.
All right.
Safe travels.
Yeah, what if he gets kidnapped from the resort to the airport by the Mexican drug cartels?
Take the big man.
All right, so Fester lives. Fester's alive for now.
Good for him.
All right, I mentioned a couple of dating things I wanted to get to. And I thought maybe we'd go to phones on this and ask the MJ audience the worst date you've ever been on. Because I've got a story which might be the worst date ever. A first date. You know what? I'm going to tell this story, but I'd love to hear stories from you about worst first dates. So hold on. Listen to the story, then we'll grab some of your calls. I'll give you the number in a minute. This is another story out of Georgia. A woman met a man on one of these dating apps. They go out on their first date, and guess what happens?
Oh, no.
The woman stole his truck during the first date. Police were led on a crazy high-speed chase that was captured on police dash cam video. Jennifer Lee Gray, the date from hell, according to Coweta County, Georgia Sheriff Sergeant Toby Nix, told Fox 5 in Atlanta. 37-year-old woman, who also goes by the name Piper, met the victim, Wesley Bursum, on the dating app Plenty of Fish. I like Plenty of Grand Theft Auto. That's the dating app she ought to be on. According to Atlanta media, the guy arranged for an Uber to pick up Gray at a Northwest Atlanta hotel on Thursday night and bring her back to his home in Coweta County for their first date. As they're getting ready to go out for the evening, she's getting ready. He hears his truck crank up in the driveway, and she gets in it, and she is gone. All right, are you following this?
Yeah.
All right. She gets an Uber ride. He pays for an Uber to pick her up at her hotel, bring her to his house, and then once she's dropped off, he's getting ready and hears his truck start up. She steals his truck. First date.
She's going to be doing plenty of time, huh, guys?
Yeah.
Huh? Plenty
Quack, quack.
time?
Yeah, quack, quack.
Thanks.
Hey, was she going to the Catskills to dance with Patrick Swayze?
All right, guys. And
Jennifer Grey?
Wait, I don't get it.
Jennifer Lee Gray is her name. Burson
Did she get a nose job?
She's unrecognizable these days. You'd have no idea that it was the same. Nobody puts baby in the corner. All right, so Burson said that he went to use the bathroom, then heard the truck start and gone, according to the police report. When he came back out of the restroom, he spotted his truck peeling out across the front yard, calls 911. Can you imagine? You're thinking that you met this woman on Plenty of Fish. She's at some hotel room in northern part of Atlanta. You send an Uber, bring her back to your house. You're thinking you're going to have dinner, you're going to get lucky or something, and she steals your truck. There's no dinner. There's no date. She takes the truck. So
did he have the keys in the truck? Like how it makes it sound so easy.
His keys were probably like on a table in the house. It's not too hard to find some pickup truck keys. So when 911 gets the call, stolen vehicle, a patrol deputy was en route to the incident. A member of the sheriff's office field operations team spotted the truck on Welcome Road. Welcome. You've got Grand Theft Auto. You've got welcome. You've got stolen truck. He was able to catch up to the vehicle, and they initiated a traffic stop. But Gray allegedly, the woman, the date, refused to pull over, accelerated to speeds over 100 miles an hour. On the interstate, they got on the interstate, speeds were over 100. She was driving recklessly, trying to swerve and hit patrol vehicles that were chasing her. They were attempting to do the pit maneuver, which, by the way, that was something that we did on Friday when I was doing the honorary deputy sheriff thing with the sheriff's office. I'll talk about that later on. A member of the sheriff's office heat unit standing by on the interstate, was able to deploy the stop sticks. So they threw the stop sticks across the interstate, blew out the tires.
Whoa.
And they were able to, I guess they finally did the pit maneuver. They got a successful hit with the stop sticks, but then she kept going. But then they were able to do the pit maneuver and spin the truck out. And she was taken into custody, transported to a local hospital for evaluation, charged with grand theft auto, fleeing, attempting to elude police. And you got to see the mugshot of this woman.
She kind of has a Karen-ish haircut.
She's sexy?
I don't know what's going on with her. We're looking at her mugshot here. Jennifer Lee Gray. Do you want to, Andrew, you want to get this mugshot up on our website at mjmorningshow.com?
Okay, maybe his worst first date, but he'll tell this story forever.
Thank you, Andrew.
That's
especially
for sure.
if they end up getting married.
Who pays for the tires that are blown out?
I know.
Because the stop sticks blew out tires. Then the pit maneuver must have damaged the rear end of the car, because that's when they tap the rear end and cause you to spin out. Does she look like a meth head?
She's got one Karen haircut going.
She's got but she looks like she looks a little alien-like.
She's a little ate up. Mm-hmm.
Are those like meth? Are those meth sores on her face, or
did somebody punch her directly in the forehead?
I don't know. She's got some big old splotch on her forehead.
Maybe that was in the crash when they were police chase.
If you go to mjmorningshow.com, we'll have it up in a little bit. If you go to mjmorningshow.com, it'll be in stories that we mentioned on the MJ Morning Show, and you can see what this Jennifer Lee Gray looks like, who stole this guy's truck on the first date. Now, with that, I thought we'd go to phones. Folks, you don't have to beat that, but if you can, that'd be awesome. Do you have any awful first date stories?
And did it lead to a second date?
800-990-1047.
I have one.
Would love to hear your awful first date story. So men, women, tell us about a terrible, horrific, miserable, crazy, loony first date. If you got a crazy first date story to tell us, here's one where the guy got his truck jacked out of the front yard of his house while he was getting ready to go out with this woman. And then a high-speed police chase. What is your story? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Give us your crazy first date story. If you can beat that, fine. If not, hey, listen, I'm sure you can have a good crazy story for us. 800-990-1047. Give us your crazy story. Froggy, did you say you had a crazy first date?
I guess it's not that crazy, but I did go on a first date, and you know that movie American Pie?
Yeah.
The first one?
What, you stuck your wang in an apple pie?
No, I went to the movies with her.
To see that movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a first date, and she had...
You stuck it in the popcorn?
Dragon breath.
What?
She had the worst breath I've ever smelled in my life. I mean, I was getting sick and nauseous, so I had to act like I think I got food poisoning from the food, from the popcorn. But it was her breath.
No,
but it's not like, okay, here's a question.
Has anyone ever gotten food poisoning from popcorn? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
When she's facing the screen, it's not like her breath is
No,
coming at you, but
could
it was
smell
that bad.
She
was
could have
coming...
been 5 seats away. I would smell it. It filled up my car. She's like, "Why are you rolling down your windows?" I'm like, "Because I want some fresh air." Was
it like that?
No, yeah,
like a dragon,
literal dragon
was
breath.
it like Game of Thrones dragons?
You could almost see the stink of it. You could see it like a cartoon, just wafting.
So how did you meet her?
She was one of my friend's friends. Like, it was my friend's girlfriend's friend.
Was she attractive?
Mildly. Her breath really put it over the top, though.
I mean, what if you're dealing with like a 10? What if it's like a total...
And her breath stinks?
What if it's a knockout of a date and the breath is just awful?
I'm like, did you just smoke a cigarette and drink milk and eat Funyuns? Like, what did you just do? It was really bad.
Lick a toilet?
But I'm sure there's worse stories than that.
All right, let's go to phones. 800-990-1047. Give us your first date worst stories. Can you top the first date ripping off the guy's truck and going on a high-speed police chase? All right, 800-990-1047. Let's go to phones. We'll start with April is in Hudson. Hey, April, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Well, good morning.
Morning, April.
My story is this. I have a lot of brothers and, of course, friends with friends, and I would never go out with my brother's friends. Never. Finally, they talked me into it. I went out. After dinner, we went mudding. The truck broke down. He left me in the middle of the woods by myself. I couldn't even get in the truck without help. How was I going to get down in the middle of the night? I was petrified.
Nice first date.
First date, you go mudding.
That's it. Never talk to him again.
I got a good idea for a date.
That sounds like a big Pasco County first date.
Yeah, mudding and then reenacting Blair Witch Project.
Hold on. What'd you say?
It was bad. It was really bad.
And you never saw him again?
Well, of course I saw him. I just didn't talk to him.
There you go.
How many teeth did he have, ma'am?
Oh, he had a full mouth of teeth, but thanks for playing.
What? Okay.
April, thanks for calling.
Bye.
Have a great day. Let's grab Danielle is in St. Pete. That opens up a line, by the way. What the heck was? What did I just hit there?
We're under attack.
Oh man, I hit the mouse. Son of a.
Andrew,
shut all this off.
And
Shut!
Andrew, help.
Also going to do a traffic report.
I hit the mouse. I dropped the phone receiver on
amateur hour around here, Andrew.
Can we get a real phone system around here? I've been asking for 2 years.
You're not going to blame it on the phone. That's your fault.
Folks, I'm announcing my retirement. My last show is going to be Friday the 16th of December.
Friday the 16th?
Yep,
that's bad luck.
That's it. That's my last show. I'm retired.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wait. Honestly?
No, he's not.
I'm thinking about it.
What are you going to do? Sit around and with your thumb up it all day?
Just dropping our phone on the mouse. That sealed the deal. All right, let me grab Danielle. That opened up a line. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Hey, Danielle's in St. Petersburg. Hey, Danielle, welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
So I'm just calling about that first story with the truck because my brain, maybe I watched too much true crime. But I'm like, red flag, he's picking her up with the Uber, and then she's trapped at his house, and maybe he was, like, being inappropriate or trying to murder her, and then she grabbed his keys and got the F out of there, and she's speeding away for her life, and then he's like, that crazy lady stole my truck. So I don't know if I'm the only person that thought that.
I like your thinking, but not to be too judgy, but when you see her mugshot, I think it'll all come together.
Yeah, I think she's the murderer, not the murderer.
Was that her plan? To like hook up with a guy and then steal the vehicle?
Sounds like it.
If it wasn't this guy, was it going to be another guy that she steals?
That's her scam. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I have definitely been in a situation before going on a date with a guy, and you go home, and then he, like, refuses to let you leave. And then...
What?
He kidnaps you?
I'm sure that... Yeah, what? No, I didn't get kidnapped, but, you know, you have to, like, get out of there, and I'm just thinking, like, maybe she had to grab the keys and... gets in the car and runs.
She just got there. He just ordered the Uber. The Uber brought her to his place from a hotel. She gets there. He's getting ready. While he's getting ready in the bathroom, he hears his truck start. And she takes off with his truck. She had every intention of stealing whoever's vehicle it was where she ended up.
How many dates have you been on, ma'am, that included, like, false imprisonment? I mean, what are you talking about?
Not that many, but I don't know. I guess I thought it was weird that he didn't go pick her up because I've never had a guy get an Uber to take me to his place. But is that not odd?
A little odd.
Yeah. Hey, Danielle, how old are you?
I'm 35.
All right. And then are you currently in a relationship or are you still in the dating process?
No, I'm in a relationship.
All right, Danielle, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let me grab Kathy is in Tampa. Kathy, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay, so my date from hell, my best friend fixed me up with one of her schoolmates, and he comes. I never met this guy, never saw him before, and he wanted to take me to the movies. So he comes to the house, and I look outside, and he comes up in this old piece of crap Chevy Impala. So he knocks on the door. I say goodbye to my parents, and I go out there. He doesn't open the door for me. I go to open it myself, and the door handle comes off in my hand.
It snapped off like a twig.
Yeah. So anyway, so he starts freaking out. What did I do to his car? Oh, my God, it's broken.
Wait a minute. He's yelling. You try to operate the door handle as as it's designed, it snaps off in your hand, and this first date guy starts yelling at you?
Yes. So anyway, I was going to just say the hell with it, but the movie was The Killer Elite with James Caan, and I love James Caan, so I really wanted to see the movie. So I said, all right, I'm going to go. So we get in there. He bitches about the door handle from my house to the movies. We didn't talk at all in the movies, and then he was like, do you want to go out to eat? And I'm like, no, just take me home. Please just take me home. So anyway, we get home, and I go to get out of the car. He lunges at me and kisses me, and his braces cut my lip.
Oh, my
God.
So anyway, I go inside, and my lip is bleeding, and, my parents are like, oh, my God, did he hit you?
Did he punch you? Oh, my.
Yeah, that's what they thought, and then after that, he kept calling, and I was just like, tell him I'm not home.
All right, how old were you, and how old was he?
Let me think. It probably was, I'd say maybe he was 17 and I was 18.
Wow.
Like around there. Yeah, it was a long time ago. This was like 1975.
Wow. Thank you. I appreciate the call.
Okay.
All right, man, look at that. Did he hit you? Let's grab Patty's in Palm Harbor. Hey, Patty, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Do you have a crazy first date story?
Oh, yes. I was in my 40s, newly divorced, and I was on one of the dating sites. And I was reading this gentleman's profile, and the only thing that struck me is he said he was short. He kept making reference to being short. So we meet at a restaurant. He's already there sitting at a high top.
High chair.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
We order, and he turns out to be a little person, which is not a big deal. But when I asked him...
Like Shorty Shane or Dave the Dwarf?
Yeah.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Like the guy was 3 feet tall?
Yeah. I'd say 4-ish. But we were sitting at a high top, so you really couldn't...
Did he say, gee, your hair smells terrific, and he came up?
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Well, he was a traveling entertainer. I met him in Tampa.
What, he was a circus? He was a circus midget? Wait a second.
That's a good date.
Yes. He would be in the bathroom dressed in yellow, I guess, raincoats and humiliate guys when they come in to pee, and they would pee on him.
What? I don't understand how.
Everybody has their kinks.
Wait a sec. What? Huh? Where do you go for that? I don't think you go to like Ruth's Chris Steakhouse for that. What?
I don't know, but he was a traveler, and I just figured maybe it was. He said he was a traveler for entertainment. I mean, his profile. He was a really nice spoken young man and everything, but he would humiliate men when they would go.
That is.
What are you? This is the creepiest midget ever.
This is the craziest thing I've ever heard of.
I don't understand. He would go.
Oh, Mike.
And
did you follow
yellow
through?
Raincoat.
Did you follow through with the date, or did you cut it short? Get it?
I was so overwhelmed because I was in a 20-something year marriage, and this was like one of my first.
Your first venture out. It's a midget in a raincoat.
So,
did
he do that during your
day?
date?
Yeah. He meets men in bathrooms.
Oh
my! So how did that come up?
I think I've had enough of this.
He was a traveler. He was a traveler entertainer.
Oh, I got that part.
Okay,
Patty,
a midget gypsy.
Hold on. Patty, I don't want to know anything more about this.
Oh, come on. I have so much I could tell you, but okay.
All right, Patty.
Patty, you've been very enlightening. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you, guys. I love you.
Have a great day.
Look at that little thing you're working with.
Oh, my God. I mean, you never know what kind of turn this show's going to take.
I'm still confused about that.
Let's go to Rose in Palm Harbor. Rose, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, hang on a sec. I think I hung up on Rose. Oh, geez, hang on a minute.
Oh, no.
Hey, Rose, are you there?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Hey, all right, Rose, sorry about that. Rose.
That's okay.
All right, Rose, you got to pick up the phone. Hey, Andrew, you got to tell him that this hands-free doesn't work.
Yeah, it sounds like you're calling from the Titanic.
Yeah, can you pick up the regular phone?
Jeez, Rose, didn't take that much offense to it.
That opens up a line, folks. 800-990-1047. Hey, Rose, call back. 800-990-1047. All right, let's grab some guys now. Joe is in Tampa. Joe, you're on the MJ Morning Show. You got a worst first date story?
Yeah, I got a pretty bad one. This was about 10 years ago. I met this girl at the pool at my apartment complex, and I get her phone number, and we go out on a date, and everything is fine. And then I go back to her place, and I go in her place, and her place is a little dirty, but, you know, it's not terrible. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry for the mess and whatnot. And I sit down on the couch, and we start talking. And all of a sudden, I feel like something crawling on me. She had the worst cockroach infestation ever. But, you know, I try to, like, you know, forgive it. And she's, like, so embarrassed. She's like, I'm so sorry. You know, we got an issue, this, that, and the other. I'm like, it's no problem. The whole time I'm in her apartment, I'm flicking cockroaches off my legs.
Oh, my.
Off my head.
Oh, my God. It's like Joe's apartment, right?
Gosh,
It's like Ross from Friends when he dated that hot chick with the messy apartment.
Oh, my
That's
God.
how I would describe it to people when I tell them, like, if they've ever seen that episode. But it was worse. It's like there's a movie that the guy has roaches in the apartment. I forget the name.
Yeah,
of
Joe's
it.
apartment.
Joe's apartment. Oh, my God. And what was she attractive?
Oh, my gosh, she was so attractive.
What? This is so weird.
She's a hot babe with cockroaches all over the place, crawling on him.
On me. I had to flick them off my head a couple of times.
Unbelievable. Hey, Joe, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it.
That's horrifying.
No problem.
That is nuts. All right, Scott. Oh, and folks, if you're just tuning in, this is how we got here. This is why I'm taking calls. We had a story about a guy that meets a woman on, was it Plenty of Fish?
Yes, Plenty of Fish.
They meet on Plenty of Fish, the dating app, and she was at an Atlanta area hotel, didn't have a vehicle. He sends an Uber to pick her up. The Uber brings her back to his place while he's finishing getting ready after she's delivered to his house by the Uber. He's in the bathroom and hears his truck start and peel out. She stole his truck, and then there's a high-speed chase. The Georgia Highway Patrol, the local county police, they're on the interstate. They're going over 100 miles an hour. They finally throw out the stop sticks and do the pit maneuver and finally, take her out. But that's how we got to, that is a bad first date, when the date steals your truck after you send an Uber to pick them up. So that's how we got here. That's why we're taking phone calls here. 800-990-1047. How about, let's see, Scott's been holding for a bit. Scott, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hello.
Hey, good morning. So I had a lady, I was doing a service call, and she says, you seem like a nice guy. I have a friend who hasn't dated for a long time. Would you be interested? I said, yeah, I was single, and I wasn't interested in anything. But I go, I'll go out on this date. So she gives me her name. I actually look her up and find a mugshot online. And she was a school teacher who went through a divorce and got a DUI. So we go to dinner, and I meet her for dinner. I meet her somewhere local. I pick her up in my truck. We go to dinner, and when we come out of dinner, my truck had been towed. So now I got to call a friend. And I told her at dinner, I said, listen, I'm just letting you know I'm responsible for what I know. I saw your mugshot. And she's like, oh, my gosh, this is terrible. My truck gets towed. I had a friend come pick me up, take me back to her car. We got to go to the bank because where I got to pick my truck up from is cash only.
Why did you get your truck towed? What, did you park in a... What happened?
Circle K, and I got towed. I was
why would you go on a date and park your truck at a Circle K and not where would you go? You went to a restaurant?
Ann Arbor or Anna Maria Island.
So why didn't you park in the restaurant parking lot? Was it full?
It's full. There's no parking on the island. It's really, really hard to find. And I know the people that work at the Circle K. We was going to grab a bite and take off and go get a drink. I wasn't there at 45 minutes. And I came out. So anyways, now we got to go get the vehicle. I get the cash, and we're going to this tow lot, and I end up on a wrong road at a dead end, and our headlights shine at the end of the road, and there's like 40 homeless people, like a tent project. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. So finally I get my car. She drops me over. She's like, see you later. Don't call again. I'm like, yeah, not a problem. I understand. But...
why did you? Why at dinner did you tell her I've seen your mugshot?
That's the most shocking thing to me.
That's not a great opening line.
Why would you do that?
Well, like I said, I'm responsible for what I know. And I said, hey, I looked you up. Your friend gave me your name. We actually talked on the phone one time. And I did a background check. I dated one girl that says, I'm going to look you up. And she came to my house, and her last name was on my desk. And she's like, what's this? I said, I did a background check on you. And she was very offended.
Sir, you have no game. You have no game.
Hey, listen, don't take offense to this
Say
guy.
less.
This sounds like you're a female repellent.
You have no
I got the best
idea.
one in the world, man. It's all good. But there's just as many crazy women out there as there is men. We got to be careful, too.
What do you point out their moles, too? You know, you got a mole on the side of your cheek there.
No, I did that with this. Yeah, I just got done with
I
that.
love these calls today. Scott, very entertaining phone call. Thank you, buddy.
What a jerk.
I mean, these phone calls we're getting are crazy.
You know, I looked you up. I saw your mugshot. I mean, how awkward is that?
All right, Rose is back, by the way. Let me grab Rose. Is Rose off of hands-free now? Oh, good. Rose, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Rose.
Yes, I'm back. Okay, so this was back in the 80s. So I'm waiting for my date to pick me up. And I'm looking pretty sassy. I've got my new white Angora sweater on.
Ooh.
And he ran a little late. So I'm looking through this magazine. And I don't know if you guys remember the magazines that have like perfume samples in them. You can rip them out.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I ripped this sample out of the magazine because I thought, dang, I forgot to put some perfume on. So I take this piece of paper and I rub it on my neck. I slice my neck open.
Oh, no.
Yes, I've got blood all over my white Angora.
Oh, God.
I'm going, all right, he's going to be here in a minute. Sure enough, he knocks at the door and he's there and I'm full of blood. I'm going, I'm all right. It's just a paper cut. I'm fine. He's going, oh. I said, well, we can't go out. So we just sat and had a glass of wine and then he left.
Right.
A month later, same guy, back in the 80s, I used to wear a lot of hairspray. I used to light a lot of candles. I went to blow a candle out, and I started my hair on fire. So I never saw the guy again.
I'm
He
gonna
never
say-
came back
Yeah,
for some reason.
Yeah, after that, I would imagine that he just ran as quickly as he.
Like, okay.
What's that song from the 80s? I ran so far away. Hey, thanks for the call,
get
Rose. Good call.
away.
GW is Bayside Beach. Where's Bayside Beach?
Hello, Mr. Washington.
Hey, GW, where's Bayside Beach?
Do you know where Sand Key Park is?
No.
Where's that?
On Gulf Boulevard. It's about 20 minutes from Largo when you come off, the Largo Mall. If you go straight to the beach.
Okay, I know where that is. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a bridge going over to Clear. I'm sitting looking at the bridge. It goes over
Okay, I got
into Clearwater.
I got you. All right. So
Okay.
what's your first date story, GW?
Okay, well, this is my stepson. He's on the internet, and he goes to New York for about a week, and he showed me a picture of the girl. Awesome, beautiful girl. He went to New York City with the girl. I got a call about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning that he's getting a little worried because she went out. He's with the two kids. She went out for milk and cigarettes or something. She never came back.
Ew.
And so I said, you're going to end up calling social services if you don't come back, and the police and so forth. And he was there almost 2 days later getting anything done. He had to stay with the kids till people came and got the kids.
God.
They were in the street.
Whatever happened to the woman?
I don't know. We never heard a thing about it.
That is insane. Thanks. All right, one more call, then we got to move on here. Let's end it with Patty in Land O'Lakes. Patty, we're taking calls about worst first dates after this guy had his truck stolen by a first date. Patty, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Hey.
So, years and years ago, I'm 67 now, but years ago, I worked for a company called Colony Shop, and they had a store at West Shore and one at Northgate Plaza. The store at Northgate got robbed at gunpoint one night, and the investigating detective had asked me out for a date, so I went with him, and he picked me up. We went to an ATM to get some cash out, he was taking me to the lobster pot on Reddington.
Oh, yeah.
Reddington Shore.
Yeah, we went there. Remember, we did an MJ and BJ dinner there. I think that's when we took Kit Gingrich there back in the day to the lobster pot.
It was fabulous.
Yeah, go ahead.
Long story short, we're at the ATM in Temple Terrace, and he wanted to make sure I got out of the car with him to go to the ATM. He didn't want to leave me in the car. So I thought that was kind of weird, but I went to the ATM with him, and then he went back to the car, and I had to make sure I stayed close to him. He opened up the trunk to get something out, and he put on a bulletproof vest.
Oh, my gosh.
And I looked in the trunk, and there were cases of shotguns and all sorts of weapons. And he had been investigating a murder of Detective Richard Cloud.
Right, but also he's a cop, so it's not uncommon he's going to have all this stuff in his trunk.
That's true, but he put on a bulletproof vest where it was mine.
Right.
Right, where exactly?
Right.
What's happening next, and how are you going to protect me?
So then what's the story? What happened?
Well, we ended up going to dinner. I only went out with him a couple more times, and I just got really nervous because of who he was investigating. It was the mob.
He's wearing a bullet. You're with him. He puts on a bulletproof vest, and you got nothing. You don't even have a bulletproof bra on.
No, I'm only protected by him, and that's it.
Oh wow, that's crazy. All right, Patty, that's a good one. Thank you, Patty.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Man, what a diverse bunch of calls.
I'm trying to think of the creepiest thing that ever had to happen to me. Is when I went to go on a date. I went to stay with a guy who lived out of town that I had been set up with. And
you went to stay with a guy who you were just set up with? You're already staying with him?
No, not like that. But I met him through mutual friends. We all went out. We had a good time. And he's like, do you want to come visit me? So I went and visited him. And when he went to work, I knew who he was. I mean, like, I knew him through these friends. So he went to work, and then I was like, do you mind if I use your computer? And I got on his computer, and there were all these searches of like Roxanne Wilder pics, Roxanne Wilder ex-husband, Roxanne, like all this.
He was doing
searches.
research on you. It doesn't mean he's a stalker.
No, it doesn't mean that, but it was just like, it's just weird. I guess that's what people do normally now to learn about people.
All righty. Well, there we go. So that's how we got to the whole dating thing, because of the woman that stole the guy's truck on the first date. Unbelievable. Michelle and I early voted yesterday. Last day of early voting in Hillsborough. It was busy. We thought we'd go right before kickoff, and I guess a lot of other people had a lot of ideas similar to ours. Yeah. And we went to the Jan Platt Library down on South Manhattan and South Tampa, and it was busy. I mean, every booth was taken, and there was a good flow of traffic in there. So Michelle and I did our early voting yesterday, and in Hillsborough, early voting did end at 7 o'clock last night. I don't know about all the other counties. I just know my county. And then, of course, tomorrow is midterm election day. So the 8th of November, tomorrow. So exercise your right to vote, folks. It is it's an amazing privilege to be able to vote in this country.
Will you help me with the amendments after the show today?
Sure.
Okay.
I have no problem with that. Yeah.
What are you going to give her a class on the amendments? You got a chalkboard?
No, I can tell her what the amendments mean and what the story is there. Yeah. Hey, Froggy, sir, you're very concerned about the Aaron Carter situation.
That's just I have questions.
All right, so Froggy's got questions. If you don't know, if you didn't hear the breaking news, where were we? We were, Michelle and I were, I think, on the Courtney Campbell Causeway on Saturday night. Is that where? Hang on a sec. Were we on the Courtney Campbell? I think we were. Hold on a sec. Let me hang up the phone here.
That guy Aaron Carter used to be around our old station all the time.
Oh, he was. Yeah, Aaron Carter and Nick Carter, they were big friends of our radio station when we used to be at 93 years ago.
Wasn't there some deal where Nick Carter's parents didn't they did a really good job, or the financial people did a good job of keeping Nick's money, but Aaron's was all squandered? I was reading something about that.
Well, first of all, I don't think Aaron made anywhere near as much money as Nick. Nick was in the Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
Hey, where were we on the Courtney?
Yes.
How annoyed are you?
Well, you sound pissed at me.
No, I know what you're about to ask because I'm listening. Yes, we were, and I said to you, Aaron Carter died. We weren't on the Courtney Campbell. I'm sorry, we were already across the bridge going up that other road.
On Bayside? No, we were on McMullen Booth.
Right, and I said,
You'll
oh my
always remember.
God, Aaron Carter died, and you said, no, he didn't. But you say that to everything I say, so.
Yeah, he's been in a bad place for a while.
We were on the way to Massimo's in Palm Harbor to have dinner with Dennis Phillips from Channel 28 from ABC Action News, and Michelle's like out of the blue, Aaron Carter's dead. I'm like, no, he's not. What? What you? And then she read me the story, and then Froggy, you have questions. What are your questions?
I read that he died in a tub.
Yes,
another celebrity died in a tub, and I don't understand how that happens. Did he die and then
the drugs?
What?
They're passed out from the drugs, like Whitney Houston.
So you pass out and then you drown.
Yeah.
So why don't you wake up when you're drowning?
Because you're
so
out.
relaxed and you're out.
No, you're probably unconscious. The drugs put you out.
What kind of drugs knock you out like that? Like heroin?
There are plenty of drugs that'll knock you out. If you drink too much NyQuil, it'll knock you out.
But opioids.
You take drugs. He probably, when the toxicology comes back, it's probably going to be a combination of things. But maybe he had some oxys, maybe he had some fentanyl or whatever. So it's going to turn out, and this is what happens. They get knocked out from the drugs, then they slip into the water and they drown because they're unconscious. But they're breathing while they're knocked out. But when they slip under the water, then they drown.
There was a clip of him, and it was like it was like Aaron Carter's last Instagram. And he's like, I mean, he was so high or drunk or something that you could just tell this is not going.
But you brought up Froggy, so now we have Aaron Carter, that 34 years old, and he's dead.
What a waste of a life.
You have Aaron Carter in a bathtub. You mentioned
Whitney Houston.
Michelle mentioned Whitney Houston. And then also
Whitney Houston's daughter.
Didn't Whitney Houston's daughter, right? In a bathtub, right?
And Michelle, I don't know if you know this. The biggest celebrity to ever die in a bathtub. Do you know who it is?
Did you look this up? Did you Google? Did you Google celebrities that have died in a bathtub?
A list, and there was one name that sets it apart from the rest.
Yeah.
Michelle, do you know?
No, I have no idea.
Orville Redenbacher died in a tub.
Are you serious?
The popcorn guy.
But not on opioids or on popcorn. Did he choke?
He actually choked on a kernel.
He had popcorn stuck in his throat.
No, he had a heart attack in the tub.
Really?
And then he drowned.
So Orville wasn't a big heroin shooter?
No, he wasn't shooting up fentanyl. But can you believe that? Orville Redenbacher.
Oh my God. Is there really a list of celebrities that die in bathtubs?
Yeah, but they're not really it's more of a list of celebrities that died in the bathroom as opposed to the bathtub.
Like Elvis, didn't he?
Elvis is on there.
Yeah.
Died on the toilet.
Is that true? Did he really die on the throne?
Yeah, eating a nanner sandwich.
No, he wasn't eating a nanner sandwich on the toilet.
Pretty sure he was.
Pretty sure he was.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. I'm pretty sure he was eating a nanner sandwich.
Oh, man.
You know, I mean, this is kind of horrific to think about, but I have heard that drowning is a very peaceful way to die. That's what someone told me. And then if you're on drugs and passed out, then you probably really are peaceful.
You have no idea what's going on. Listen, number one, the biggest tip. Thank you. We got peaceful drowning tips from Roxanne here on the MJ Morning Show. I guess the best tip that I could give our listening audience is just don't do drugs.
No, that would be a good one. Yeah.
Or just do a stand-up shower if you do.
Are you on the air or just in my ear? All right. Yeah, just go on the air, Andrew. And see, when Andrew talks in my ear, I cannot tell whether he's on the air or whether he's just in my ear. That's another flaw here. All right, so Andrew, when you have something like that, just get on the air. You're our
Sometimes I can't get between all of you.
You're our producer. Just so go ahead and say what you just said.
Jim Morrison and Judy Garland also died in bathtubs.
Wow.
See, a lot of people. Judy Garland.
I didn't know it.
Yes, there are lists of that online.
Yes.
All right, so Aaron Carter once admitted that his greatest fear was not living long enough. Well, 34 certainly is not long enough.
Well, don't do every drug on earth.
Yeah, I mean, just
allegedly.
Yeah, it's just a big addiction. Mental illness, I guess, was also an issue for him as well. So
not easy being a Carter.
Yeah, Nick Carter, obviously mourning. Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys, Aaron Carter's brother, mourning. So Aaron Carter, rest in peace. Guy had a tough, tormented life. All right, Michelle, I'll talk to you later. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye, sweetie.
In memoriam, can we play "That's How I Beat Shaq" by Aaron Carter?
Is that one of his songs?
No, I don't think so.
That's how I beat shit. What are you talking about? Of course it is.
When we get back, can you believe this new Kanye stuff? I got a couple.
I can't get it. I can't get enough.
There is more crazy Kanye stuff. Oh, and guess what dentists are saying? People are showing up at dentist's office in this condition. Hang on a minute, Froggy, you better pay attention to this.
Oh, God.
All right, hang on. All of that is next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Do not move. We're back in minutes. If you... And in my little celeb pile over here, I didn't know if I was going to get to it today, but since Madonna just came up on the music rotation, I thought I'd maybe mention that there's, again, new concern about whatever the hell she's done to her face. There's a new video. Did you see this?
She's turning into like an alien.
There's new video. And hang on, it's in my pile over here. Hang on.
What is she doing? Why? Why are you doing this? It's a lifetime of attention needs for her.
I got a story right here. This was page 6. So it's the New York Post gossip page from over the weekend, November 4th, which was what? Friday. So 6 o'clock at night, New York Post, page 6, posts this story. Headline, fans alarmed by Madonna's disturbing new video. And they're like, what the hell is going on? What happened to her?
Oh, my gosh.
And you got to look at her face. Rox, do you have this in front of you?
I saw it. It's so creepy. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, my God. Madonna has sparked new concerns over a TikTok video that she posted. Now, you know I hate TikTok. I don't condone TikTok. I think everyone should get rid of TikTok. It's a Chinese spy operation. They're data mining all of us. Anyway, but there's a video, and she looks like a Whitley Strieber alien character or something.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at the cover of Communion or whatever the heck it's called. Or Majestic.
Her face shape has drastically changed. It's like a triangle.
What is going on?
It's like a pointy chin, and then it just flares out like a triangle at the top.
But like there are no wrinkles. Her face looks like kabuki theater or something.
It is, yeah. It looks like she has kabuki makeup.
It is crazy, and there is not one line or wrinkle on her face. It looks like her face. Take like a 2-year-old girl and then stretch her face and make it even smoother. And that's what Madonna's face looks like. But it's also alien-like. It's like E.T. phone home.
You can
Madonna.
You can do a lot to fix your face like that, I guess, and fluff it out and make it have no wrinkles, but you still show signs of aging. Like even in the photo that I'm looking at her in, she's like hunched over. Like she is getting to be an older person. Like your posture speaks volumes.
She has the same face as like 8-year-old Wednesday.
Yeah, but she's
from the
64.
Addams Family.
It is crazy, and people are saying, what is she doing? Who's the plastic surgeon that will perform surgery on her and freakify her like this?
Michael Jackson.
Maybe.
Same guy.
She does look like Wednesday.
Yeah, that's
from the Addams
Family. Are you
Family.
sure this isn't like a Halloween? Is that a mask?
No,
Sure that's not a mask?
it is not a mask.
I mean, how big is her head?
But it's weird. It's huge on top, and now it tapers down to like an alien head at the bottom.
She's got a giant dome.
I mean, I'm afraid to get near her. I might get an alien butt implant up. I don't know what.
Bend over.
A probe.
I might get probed by her.
Like a virgin.
Exactly. All right, so the Kanye West saga continues. I got a little pile of Kanye here, and you know what? I don't know if Kim Kardashian can make any excuses here, and I want to follow up on something that we discussed last week. First, though, here's a story of an individual, Ashley Smith, 20, a musician, said that this guy was supposed to be like one of my heroes, got a tattoo of Kanye West. So now you have people that got Kanye West tattoos, which I don't understand that.
Right.
Who wants to get a like Dave the Dwarf had a tattoo of his daughter, his beloved daughter.
Yes.
All right. She's a cute girl. I forgot her name. But Dave the Dwarf had a tattoo done of my daughter. And, okay, I get it. But who wants to get a tattoo of Kanye West on their body? So here's this woman, 20 years old, who's a musician, who said that Kanye was her hero, now disgusted. So now has got to figure out how to, you have those tattoo pros that can like take old tattoos and turn them into something else.
Right.
Cover up.
So could you turn like Kanye into like an Oprah tattoo or something? Or
I'm still trying to figure out how to get my Bill Cosby tramp stamp taken care of.
Oh my God.
Got that in 1889.
I hope no one has a Bill Cosby tattoo.
Who would have a Bill Cosby tattoo?
People do the darndest things.
Can you cover up my Harvey Weinstein sleeve?
Yeah, I've got a Harvey Weinstein tattoo.
I don't have a Cosby tattoo, but I do have a Dr. Huxtable.
Ooh, there you go.
All right, so here's a woman that regrets. Thank you.
Yes.
Here's a woman that regrets getting a Kanye tattoo and now is exploring how to get rid of it. All right, now on the secondhand market, on the resale market, those Yeezys, the shoes that were being made by Adidas, and of course Adidas canceled their $2 billion a year deal.
Now what?
Yeah, what? Yeah,
We'll show you.
Yeah. That audio to me is just, this bite is still just unbelievable.
The thing about it, me and Adidas, is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what?
And those words came back to haunt.
Yeah.
I mean, how poking at the bear is that Kanye says Adidas. So Adidas is a German company with a Nazi past that they want to forget because the founders were involved in the Nazi party.
They were able to get over that.
Right. So
Kanye?
Adidas got past all the Nazi stuff. And then you got Kanye West saying that I can say all the anti-Semitic stuff I want and Adidas can't drop me.
Literally the shoe of the Nazi youth. And they were able to push on from that.
Yeah.
Kanye was too much.
But Kanye.
The thing about it, me and Adidas, is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what?
Now what? It's
he's very bear pokey.
He was poking and prodding, and Adidas, I can do anything and you can't get rid of me because you're selling too many of my Yeezys. It's $2 billion a year. I mean, how obnoxious was that? And Adidas was backed into a corner. And Adidas took a long time, and Adidas got some crap for waiting so long to at least speak out about what their position was on Kanye. But what kind of cojones does that take for Kanye to make that statement? They can't drop me. I can say all the anti-Jewish, anti-Semitic stuff I want, and they can't drop me. Now what? What are you going to do, Adidas? We're making too much money. You're going to throw $2 billion out the window? Well, apparently so. And guess what? Kanye is not a billionaire anymore, according to Forbes, because of the deal going away.
Good.
But the story is that on the resale market, Yeezys, the shoe that Adidas canceled, the Yeezys are pretty hot commodities on the aftermarket with people trying to snap up these Yeezy shoes.
Yeah, I'm sure people are paying loads for those things now.
Yeah, here's an individual who says that I had about 40 or 50 of them.
What?
Prices started going crazy. A few weeks ago, I sold Yeezys for as much as $800 a pair. Originally bought them for maybe $250 to $350.
It's a nice investment.
That is insane. So the Yeezy crap is going nuts on the secondhand market. All right, now, on the Kim Kardashian front, for me, the Kim Kardashian association with Kanye, and I don't know if you saw some of the stories over the weekend, but there was a picture, I think, of Kanye and Kim Kardashian at, was it their kids' soccer game or something?
Yeah, every weekend it's a story about their kids' soccer game.
So they're at a soccer game, and the headline was Kim Kardashian is now talking to Kanye, or Ye, that they were seen talking on the sidelines. But the problem here is that with the anti-Semitic stuff, that Kim Kardashian had to have known about this. And she never said anything or remained silent. She came out after the fact, after this thing exploded, and she had a statement that she had zero tolerance. But what about all of the years that he must have espoused or said anti-Jewish or anti-Semitic things? Because we know that he gave an interview with TMZ back in, 2018 was it? Or 2017? And he was spouting about his love for Hitler and the Nazis, and TMZ buried that. Now, how's TMZ getting a pass on that? TMZ could have exposed Kanye for his Nazi-loving beliefs 5 years ago or 4 years ago.
I guess
And TMZ buried that. The fact that in the interview, they videoed an interview with Kanye, and they conveniently made his talk and love for the Nazis disappear. And TMZ, they usually would jump all over this, but they buried that.
I guess they just pick and choose who they want to make look good or look bad.
Well, I think that's a very good point. But to me, TMZ is complicit, and especially with Harvey Levin, the founder of TMZ, being Jewish. I mean, I find that very troublesome that TMZ buried it. And is TMZ going to get any backlash? They should. And then Kim Kardashian, married to the guy, she's like acting like she's all appalled and, with her statement that she put out. But you're telling me none of this came up during your marriage? I find that hard to believe.
This may be a dumb question.
Yeah. Froggy, there are no dumb questions, except maybe from you sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know the Kardashians. Are they Jewish?
No, they're what are they? They're not Albanian, but they're
albino.
No, they're not albino. Not Albanian.
I never even heard of what they are. They Persian? What are they?
You're close.
They're. Well, I just googled.
Robert Kardashian was not Albanian, but
mixture
Tunisian?
of Dutch, English, Irish.
Oh, geez, what is the?
Okay, so they're not Jewish. All right.
Yeah, there was a hot teller at the Bank of America on Sunset Boulevard, right next to my old building when I used to work in L.A. back in 1989 and 90.
Yeah,
there was a very attractive teller out there, and I was asking about her. Oh no, she doesn't date outside of her.
And it was the same as Kardashian?
Yeah, no. What was it? What? Say it again.
Did you know Roxanne is a Persian name?
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right. Oh man,
I'm struggling to find this.
It's driving me nuts. What is the Robert Kardashian was? just
I'm looking at it.
Just look up
Armenian.
Thank you, son
there
of a. Yeah, I was
Armenian. Okay.
Armenian. Jeez.
Yes.
Yes.
Why did it take you so long to find that?
The Shaw.
Because ads kept popping up.
And why the hell couldn't I remember that? Armenian. Yes. I was like, I had Albania stuck in my, not Albanian and not albino, Armenian. Thank you.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
But of course she knew. There's no way he hasn't had these views. He's always been outspoken.
That's the point. And is Kim Kardashian get a pass on this?
I mean, he's crazy, but he's my...
I think that she must have heard this and she suppressed it. She kept it quiet.
The whole family probably heard it. Kris Jenner probably heard it. Caitlyn was like, oh my God, what'd you say?
I know. Another thing from the New York Post. Kanye West claims he was mentally diagnosed following his Twitter return. Kanye West, who was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2016, is now claiming he was mentally diagnosed, he was mentally misdiagnosed following his return to Twitter after previously being banned from the site over anti-Semitic comments. The rapper kicked off his usual nightly routine of calling out those close to him while sharing personal text exchanges on Thursday night. This guy's out of his mind.
It's a fun pastime.
So now he's claiming that he was mentally misdiagnosed.
Oh, God. Take some drugs and take a tub bath, Kanye.
Froggy, don't say that.
I'm just tired of him. It's too much. He's going to kill someone.
He says, quote, so I will say this again. I was mentally misdiagnosed and nearly drugged out of my mind to make me manageable, well-behaved.
This guy's so self-centered. I'm tired of him.
I have no idea. Listen, the guy clearly has a screw loose. And listen, if you don't get help at wherever, get help somewhere.
Charter, please. Go to Charter.
No, that's drugs.
Oddly, he seemed to appeared, at least on the outside, to be holding it together in a better way when he was with Kim.
The guy walks around in construction boots 24/7. He's insane.
Chloe, my daughter, dropped me a note on WhatsApp, encrypted end to end, by the way. So Chloe sends me a note, and Chloe says, wow, bro, Tom Brady wins the football game after the divorce. So the point is, Chloe's trying to point out this is Tom Brady's first game since we found out about the divorce.
No, the point is she calls you bro.
She does all
it's
the time.
It's like a weight has been lifted off his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
She does. Chloe does call me bro quite a bit.
That's weird.
It's kind of, I don't know. It's kids these days. Yeah, so.
The lingo.
Yeah.
Well, she's bigger than you, so maybe she sees you as a little bro.
She's not bigger than me. I'm taller than Chloe.
Are you?
Julian's a little taller than me. Yeah, so Chloe says, hey, so Giselle and Brady divorce, and now the Bucs win.
Good point.
Right after the divorce was made public, here we go. The Bucs won yesterday, which to me it's incredible when you look at the Bucs' awful, terrible year, and the Bucs are number one in the division.
Oh, yeah.
How does that happen?
Maybe he got himself a nice Instagram model to cheer him up.
I had that conversation with Michelle. How long before Tom Brady starts dating? How long before we hear about Tom Brady hooking up? And is Tom Brady going to end up with some big name? Is he going to end up with some other model? Is Tom Brady going to... Michelle says that Tom Brady's going to hang low and that Tom Brady will start dating in 6 months, is what Michelle said.
Okay. That sounds like a reasonable amount of time. I bet it was like Chloe was saying, such a big deal for him to get this win because it might be in the back of his head like, oh, maybe I can only win with Gisele's support.
With the Bucs,
Because
though,
it's been so long.
the win over the Rams yesterday, 16-13, and the Bucs won in the last minute of the game, that last drive, 45 seconds.
He threw to some guy I've never even heard of. A tight end, Cade Otton.
Yeah.
Otten?
I think it rhymes with cotton.
Okay, so Cade Otton.
Yeah, I never heard of the guy either. I think it was the guy's first touchdown in the NFL ever.
Yeah, and it was the 95th player that Tom has passed to.
Really?
Yeah.
He was a water boy.
Is that true, though? Is this Otten guy, was that his first NFL touchdown?
It's his first NFL catch.
It might have been. But that was awesome. And then, again, that's the Tom Brady we know. And I was going to say, maybe it was the divorce that became public that has set him free, but that wouldn't explain the first 99% of the game, which sucked. So if you look at a football game, it's you got 15 minutes, so you got an hour of actual play. So the first 59 minutes and 15 seconds sucked.
Of his seven balls dropped that shouldn't have been.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Until that last minute, the MVP of the game was our punter.
That's right.
No, the MVP of the game was a guy selling beers in Section 230. That was the MVP of the game. But anyway, Bucs are number one in the NFC
South. They're tied with the Falcons, 4-5.
4-5, and that gets you number one. You gotta be kidding me.
Did you guys? There's a lot of drop balls. Did you hear the most important 2 drop balls from yesterday's game?
No, what were they?
Tom Brady's. Finally, he's over it.
All right, thank you, Froggy. Thank you.
You get it?
Yeah, I get it. Do you want a quack on that?
Please, if they're ever out, thank you.
There's your Imus quack.
Time 9:12. Thank you.
All right, Froggy, see if this strikes a chord with you.
Yes.
Half of dentists say that their patients are showing up high on marijuana.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not responsible. They probably freak out when they're getting drilled.
A team from the American Dental Association, that would be the ADA, they recommend that you avoid marijuana before your dental appointment.
Well, what if you get some other kind of like laughing gas or some other sort of drug from your dentist? Does that mix well?
Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
Are they getting high to like chill themselves out for the I guess the anticipation or
100%.
the anxiety that they're mellowing out by smoking weed before they go to the dentist? Because a lot of people have anxiety.
If you look at the number of people that their biggest fear is going to the dentist, it's a huge number. So then if you take that population, imagine how many smoke pot, that's who's going to do it before they go to the dentist.
Recreational marijuana is legal, Froggy, in how many states? Do you know?
19.
How the hell do you know that?
Holy cow.
That is correct.
I just literally, my hand still kind of stinks from pulling it out.
Dude.
I just made it up.
Marijuana is legal in 19 U.S. states.
Wow.
As well as the District of Columbia.
Good for them, 19.
Medical marijuana is legal in how many states? Smart guy.
8.
No.
18. 18.
No.
Well, it's got to be greater than 19.
15?
Right?
No.
5.
You got lucky on the first one, obviously. Medical marijuana is legal in 27 states and the District of Columbia.
So it's the 19 states plus however many more.
Yes.
Yeah.
But a new poll finds that more than half of dentists, 52%, say that a significant number of their patients are high on marijuana or another drug when they come into the office for a checkup.
I would like to know how many dentists are high when they are working on a mouth. That's what I want to know.
4 out of 5 dentists surveyed recommend marijuana before you visit them. Is that the old Trident thing? Remember Trident?
Yeah.
Trident. Was it 4 out of 5 dentists recommend Trident for their patients who chew gum?
I like it. I like going to the dentist. I like the feeling of drilling my teeth.
That's great. Fantastic. Hey, I got a little public service announcement here for our MJ Morning Show listeners. When you go to Tampa International Airport, or if you go to PIE, the St. Pete Clearwater Airport, or if you're in another airport in the state of Florida, make sure you don't go through security with your gun. And there are a lot of lawful gun owners in Florida, but the numbers are staggering. TSA agents here in the state have confiscated more weapons up until now in 2022 than they have ever in the history of the statistics. The number of weapons confiscated, it's over 700 and counting for the year. This is a record. They've never, and we're only in early November.
Is that just firearms?
These are guns. Or I'm sorry, these are weapons in general. So, but most of them are guns. So last year, a total of, I think those are guns, but there are other weapons on top of that. So last year, a total of 666. Seriously. Last year, a total of 666 guns were confiscated, found across Florida airports. And that was a 26% increase from previous years because you had 529 and 528 in 2018 and 2019. For instance, at Tampa International Airport, up until now, they have caught passengers with 102 weapons so far this year. St. Pete Clearwater, they have a new record. 17 guns were found. So, yeah, these are guns.
Jeez.
So the guns, 700 plus guns have been found in Florida.
There's a whole, one of my favorite YouTube channels is Police Activity.
Yep.
And it's a bunch of police cam stuff.
Yep.
And they have a whole section of people getting busted with guns at airports. This one woman forgot her paperwork. She accidentally brings her gun, doesn't have any paperwork, and they arrested her.
Well, you want to hear the airport countdown?
Please.
Orlando, 129 guns so far. Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, 120 guns. Tampa International, 102 guns. 83 guns at Miami International. That's low.
What? Miami?
Especially because I would think that there'd be plenty of, say hello to my little friend.
You look like a lizard. Stop flicking your tongue like that.
More guns taken at Tampa International than Miami. 58 guns at Jacksonville, 37 at Southwest Florida International, RSW.
Wow.
Down at Fort Myers, 28 at PBI, Palm Beach, 24 at Pensacola. You've got 22 at Destin, Fort Walton Beach, 17 at PIE, St. Pete Clearwater, and then 13 at Tallahassee, Sarasota Bradenton, 13.
13, it's child's play.
Man, when I think of Sarasota Bradenton, I think of that truck that drove through the whole airport. Oh, do you remember that?
When was that?
That was when we came back on the air, like just after we came back on the air in October of 2020. That I think it was a pickup truck, and it drove across the runway. It smashed through the fence and then smashed
into the rental, right?
It went through the baggage, like the whole back of the airport, and smashed right. It did like a jump, like a Dukes of Hazzard jump over the baggage conveyor belt, and then smashed through a wall like the Kool-Aid guy, and then the vehicle drilled into a car rental counter. You don't remember that?
I remember it was he like drilled an Enterprise counter or something like that. And the guy was like behind the counter.
It was like they ducked for cover. It was the nuttiest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, just be careful. Folks, you go to the airport. Like, I know that if I go to the airport, I'm going to make sure my concealed is nowhere on me. That's like, that's one of my fears. It's like a double, triple, quintuple check to make sure.
Make sure you don't have your concealed item. make sure your gun, and make sure you don't have anything more than 3.5 ounces of fluid.
What? They've backed off of that.
MJ, you know what I saw last time I forgot to tell you this.
I brought a gallon of milk on last week. No, I'm kidding.
Before my last trip to Indianapolis, when I was flying back to Tampa, there was a guy, and he had all of his credit cards out, and he was cleaning them in the water fountain before he went through the line.
He's cleaning his what?
And I'm like,
I bet
why would he be doing that?
because he used them to cut lines of cocaine.
Yes.
I guess so.
Oh my God, the guy was using.
He was holding it down. He was like, I'm like, why is this guy rinsing?
Why else would you clean your credit cards in the water fountain before you go through security?
So that's a
Dog
tip.
sniffers.
If anybody did coke recently with their credit cards, clean them before you go through the airport.
He did lines of coke with his credit, and he was cleaning. That had to be it.
It had to have been. It took me a while to register. I'm like, what's up with this guy? Maybe it's defective and it's not working. And I'm like, oh,
no.
Wait a minute.
Don't they say that there are trace amounts of cocaine on
dollar bills?
Yes, or certain denominations or something. I wonder if that would ever register when you go through.
I've heard the same thing as
dogs come up
trace
to you.
amounts of cocaine or
If you
drugs.
lick a dollar bill, you'll get high.
Yeah. No, don't do that.
And you get a lot of germs, too.
Filthy stuff.
Joke.
All right. So, leave your guns at home and... He was worried
clean
about
your credit cards.
He was worried about getting like dog sniffed or something.
For real, that's pretty smart, actually.
Man, that's nuts. Hey, Mattress Mac, we got to talk about this dude.
He's brilliant.
Unbelievable. And now I'm looking at a great pile. We got to get to. Oh, Brad Pitt. We got to talk about Brad Pitt's skincare line. You know, we talked about this in the past. I've got some reviews of Brad Pitt's skincare line. We'll get to in just a bit. Oh, you know what I didn't get to today? Sunday night anxiety. You know what? I'm going to mention this next. Michelle found this story. It popped up in her feed about the Sunday scaries.
Yeah, the Sunday scaries. They've been around.
You know about this?
Oh, yeah.
I never heard of the Sunday scaries.
That's a thing.
But then I thought about, and I think I've experienced, I don't get the Sunday scaries,
It's
but
the Sunday downers.
now hold on a minute. We'll get to this in a minute, and we probably need to spend a little more time on it maybe tomorrow. But folks, hold on. We got the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show next here on a Monday. And, of course, Powerball is going to be, $2 billion when all's said and done later tonight, I'm sure. So we'll get into all that. We got a long chunk next, so don't move. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. If you're in a car wreck, course, congratulations to the Goo Goo Dolls. They were inducted this past weekend into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Really?
No, they weren't. I'm kidding.
Oh my God! I was gonna say they're still alive.
No, they were not inducted. I just made that up. No, but seriously, you had inductions over the weekend. Will Goo Goo Dolls ever be inducted? Would they qualify to be?
I like the Goo Goo Dolls.
I don't mind
Their
them.
bassist looks like Penguin from Batman.
Yeah, I don't.
Look at him. See, look up the bassist for the Goo Goo Dolls. Tell me he's not Penguin
from Batman.
What is this?
Don't touch that.
I just want to sip it.
Oh, God.
Don't put your mouth.
No.
Put your mouth on that.
What is that?
Froggy's grabbing my tea.
Ew, that's tea? I thought that was your urine sample.
Don't put it looks like, dude, it looks like transmission fluid. What do you mean?
It really does.
It's like
I've never seen that tea of
It's like a
yours.
purpley.
Oh, I thought you had kidney stones.
No, this is part of, I'm doing the Prolon
Oh,
this
you already
week.
started it?
I started last night.
Ew, is that what that
You know
is?
what?
I started.
You know what?
I started yesterday.
I was going to ask you if you were grumpy today. After the show, I was going to be like, MJ, are you grumpy
He
today?
seems grumpy.
Is he ever
and
not
maybe
grumpy?
it's your Prolon.
Michelle and I, we had dinner on Saturday night. We had dinner with Dennis Phillips over at Channel 28 at Massimo's. So we had a nice dinner. And then on Sunday, Michelle and I are doing this, let's see, it's 5 days. So it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're doing the Prolon mimicking fasting diet.
Yeah, I liked it.
That explains why Michelle was in a horrible mood earlier.
Yes.
She wasn't in a horrible mood. No, but seriously, yesterday was the highest calorie day, and then you start ramping down.
Okay.
Like yesterday, I think I had 1,100 calories, and then by midweek, I think we're down. Like tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, I think we're at like 700 calories. It's pretty low.
Yeah,
but
that's why you're in a bad mood, because you have 5 days of nothing to look forward to.
I am not in a bad mood.
You're a man. What are you doing? Why are you dieting?
I'm gonna lose 12 pounds.
You got a bodybuilding show coming up?
We have Thanksgiving coming up. Christmas is coming up.
And you'd like to break out your Speedo for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, okay.
Dude, let me oil you up.
Holidays?
Yeah, I like to be the centerpiece on the Thanksgiving table.
Let me apply the oil, please.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you right now that for Thanksgiving, I think this is going to be the first year in a long time that we're not doing a Thanksgiving dinner.
What are you
because
doing?
Chloe is in Scotland, and of course, you know, there's no Thanksgiving in Scotland. Her school is not off. It's not. They don't. Her college, where she's going to, she's at St. Andrews for a year, doing her junior year in Scotland, and they don't have Thanksgiving there.
We don't believe in Thanksgiving.
So
how miserable the Scots. Jeez.
They don't have it. I mean, they don't have the Pilgrims.
I don't want to give thanks.
The Pilgrims fled. The Pilgrims fled over.
Like that.
The Pilgrims fled religious persecution to get over here.
They wear the kilts. They can hide their giant turkey legs under there.
By the way, that voice is that's Wacky Jackie from the sales department.
Good morning.
That deserves a wacky quack quack.
That's
quack,
a
That
gets
was
a quack
quacky.
quack. There you go.
Cracky Jackie.
It's stuck. It's stuck. It won't stop.
Oh, no.
All right. Anyway, so Wacky Jackie has joined us. That's the voice out of nowhere. But what was I saying? Oh, so Chloe is going to be in Scotland.
Yeah.
Julian comes home from boarding school, and Julian's like, we don't need to do Thanksgiving dinner. Let's just go out. So I think we're going to go to...
We're still going to celebrate Thanksgiving. It's just you're not going to cook and fry
Oh,
turkey.
yeah. I think we're going to go to Burn's Steakhouse for Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, look at you.
I think that's what we might end up doing.
Nice.
Yeah. So where the hell was it? Oh, I was mentioning the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And no, the Goo Goo Dolls were not inducted, but over the weekend, Dolly Parton, Eminem, Pat Benatar, and Neil Giraldo, Duran Duran, Eurythmics, Lionel Richie, and Carly Simon.
Wow.
Were all inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I love Lionel Richie's rock.
Yep. Say it again.
He rocks hard.
None of these guys are rock and roll artists. Who's Sinead O'Connor going to go in? I don't get it. I don't understand the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but
She's actually more unwell than Kanye. She's
now-
actually more unwell than Kanye.
Now, Wacky Jackie from our sales department is a huge Durani.
I was a Durani, yes.
Durani.
I had the wallpaper
Right.
in my room.
So,
yes.
and you still have the Duran Duran haircut going on, I see.
You know what? That's fine. Okay, that's fine.
I-
I'm still
Ooh.
taller than you.
Whoa! Good one, Quacky Jackie.
Thank you. High five.
Yeah.
To no one. Okay. Yeah, no. I got to meet Duran Duran on the tour that Andy Taylor came back to play guitar with them. I believe it was 2003.
But you don't think so? Andy Taylor's not been with them for a while, and then the big news though is that it was revealed that Andy Taylor from Duran Duran is battling stage 4 cancer.
Stage 4 prostate cancer.
Yep.
Yes, and it precluded him from being able to attend. At the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The rest of the band was there.
I know, but prostate cancer. How do you? When I hear people that die of prostate cancer, it's so treatable and it's usually catchable and.
Yeah, if it's just it's way more treatable than like pancreatic.
I mean,
that's
what that means is that you avoided going to the doctor and having like physicals and tests and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you have all that money, you could go to the doctor.
Jackie, can I ask you a question about being a Duranie?
Yes.
Did you get many backstage Betty benefits being a Duranie?
I'm gonna have to say no.
That's
no. What? No. I was a grown up by the time I met them. When you're like 12, that's when you want to meet them. And
I was just saying, did you go on the tour bus and hang?
no,
I
didn't. No, they actually Simon had the flu, and so they weren't actually going to sign autographs. And then Nick Rhodes stopped in front of me, and he saw I had my Sharpie and I had my picture. He's like, "Give me your pen."
What city was this?
Oh my God, Nick! This was Nick Rhodes, and he was my favorite.
What city?
Oh, this was in Tucson.
Tucson, Arizona. Are you from out there?
I lived there for 20 years.
Gotcha. All right. So, hey, before we get out of here, a couple of things. I mentioned the Sunday night scaries. Or the Sunday scaries.
That's a thing.
I want to get into this in much more depth. And Roxanne, oh man, I just hit the microphone. Roxanne, I was just like going to hit my chest and I hit the microphone. So, Roxanne, I've never heard the term Sunday scaries.
That's been around.
And Michelle, she found something popped up in her feed last night, and she's like, "Hey, do you ever get the Sunday scaries?" I'm like, "What the hell is Sunday scaries?" And she said, "I guess it's a thing." I'm reading the story here. Sunday night anxiety, how to alleviate the Sunday scaries, according to an expert. And again, the Sunday scaries are often called Sunday night anxiety. It's the anticipatory anxiety of the week ahead, having to go back to work. And sometimes it gets in the way of enjoying the weekend that already you're thinking about, oh my God, Monday's coming up. I got to go back to work. I don't think I've ever gotten the Sunday scaries or anxiety.
Well, I have the perfect antidote to the Sunday scaries. Have 2 kids under the age of 5 or 5 and under, and then you will be excited to go back to work on Monday.
Yeah.
Because they wear you out over the weekend.
Or do something in life that doesn't feel like a job.
Or you can just put your kids up for adoption.
MJ doesn't work really. I mean, so going to bed Sunday night isn't that stressful.
Sometimes during the weekend, I'm trying to make sure I have a list of things to do on Monday, but I wouldn't call it the scaries. I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to spend more time on this tomorrow because there's a whole list of things that this psychologist suggests to eliminate the Sunday scaries.
Booze.
Booze.
Yeah, fentanyl.
There you go.
Working radio. No, you're never at work when you're working radio.
Don't,
the best job ever.
Don't take fentanyl. No, but seriously, the Sunday scaries, we'll deal with this in more depth tomorrow, but it's a thing apparently. I never heard of the actual term, but Roxanne's like, what's the matter with you? Of course this is a thing.
Yeah, when I was in school, I was straight up depressed on Sunday nights.
Hey, Mattress Mac. We got to get out of here because I don't want to run too late today. But Mattress Mac is the furniture store and mattress guy out in Houston. And he was down in the dumps when the Phillies routed the Astros last week when they had that home run derby and the score was 7-0 in Philly. Mm-hmm. There were Philly fans that were making fun of him and they were taunting him and he had to have police protection to help him out of the stadium in Philadelphia. Mattress Mac. Mattress Mac. This is the guy that makes all these $1 million bets on various sporting events.
This is what he's famous for now.
He bet a total of $10 million for the Astros to win the World Series. It is paid off. He wins an apparent $75 million from betting on the Astros to win the World Series, which they did. Is that not unbelievable?
That's a world record sporting bet, right?
That is crazy. I didn't get to Brad Pitt's skincare line. We'll get to that tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw Brad Pitt's skin in person.
Yeah.
How does he not have a deodorant out?
All right, well, hang on. We'll get into all this. And then, of course, tomorrow we'll have more details on this subtropical storm, Nicole. Is it still subtrop? Hang on, let me refresh here.
Yeah, let's see what it is. Go to your
weather.
So,
again, subtropical storm Nicole. I'm looking at the latest advisory is the 8 a.m. from the National Hurricane Center. And, subtropical storm Nicole And it's expected that this thing as a tropical storm is going to ram into like the East Coast around West Palm Beach or something and then cruise across the state.
Says it could be near hurricane strength as it comes toward Florida.
Well, I hope it's not. But anyway, it's supposed to hit the East Coast around West Palm and then come across the state, make a right turn, and then head up the coast and maybe affect the Tampa Bay area with probably some wind and a lot of rain on Wednesday and Thursday. So heads up, we'll give you full details on, hey, folks, it's November 7th. Hurricane season does run until November 30th, and we're still in the midst of it. And boom, out of nowhere, here we go. Here comes subtropical storm Nicole.
Here comes Nikki.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, so we'll keep you up to speed on that. All right, we got to get out of here. Before we do, though, a couple of things that I want to mention. If you're making a move,